Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Knockout Racing at MidAmerica Outdoors. This is the last day of racing here at Visions, and we are excited. Some cool things are about to go down. You are listening to Bree Molitor, and I've got Matt Holt with me. What's up, Matt?
What is up, everybody? We're super excited to be here in Jay, Oklahoma. This is the last day, as Bree said. We have had so much action this week, and today is like the final day to cap it all off. We have Knockout Racing, which is side-by-side action of UTVs and big balancers, so it's going to be a crazy one. We have a massive jump. For those of you who haven't seen them, they were out here working on it for the last couple of days. Spent a bunch of time on it last night. We have monster truck shows, possibly a world record jump tonight, all kinds of crazy stuff you guys aren't going to miss, and we're going to go live for almost all of it, so you're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah, guys, so Knockout Racing is not something that is usually on the agenda when Matt and I are live with you, so this is going to be extra exciting today. These drivers are used to normally just racing one at a time, racing against the clock. Today, there is no clock. It's just driver against driver. We're going to start with the UTVs, and then we're going to roll right into the bouncers.
It is going to be a great day. Again, you can see all our track crew out there, our safety crew is getting in place. All the production crew is out here early this morning, running lines, moving wires. They get all our AC units set up for the VIP treatment, which I'm not going to lie, we're probably going to try to take as much advantage of as possible today. So that's awesome.
All right, on the line.
Again,
Scott Betts in the right
sounds like we're going to kick off our UTV series.
On the other side.
Sounds like we're going to kick that off here shortly.
In the center, we got our flag man.
All right, everybody, let us know if you can hear us loud and clear.
It's go time.
If the speaker is too loud,
out of there. Who's ready for the first race?
Then we can try and move that around too. We've got Scott Betts and Ryan Hinton starting things off for the UTV class side by side, ready to rock and roll down there. Now, the drivers. This is the instruction that was given in the drivers' meeting. They need to stay separate until after this jump. They don't want to get tangled up before this jump.
Whoa,
and
buddy!
Then anything goes.
Here we go. Oh! Again, this is side-by-side, door-to-door racing action. Oh
man!
Get a little off course. Oh, man! Oh, we got to roll over. Oh! And again, that stinks. And again, this is double elimination this weekend, so they will have 2 chances to race at least. So it's going to be an exciting weekend. That was our first, for those of you just turning in, that was our very first race of the morning. That was 2 side-by-sides. They're getting for us.
All right, guys. Looks like they got him rolled back over, and now he just needs to clear the course. Thanks, Mary Carroll, for the update. For those asking about the points, the final standings from the racing on Tuesday and Wednesday for the hill climbs, those are now posted for you guys to go check them out.
We got the big boys over here, too. Who's ready to see some rock bouncers hit this course? Look at Scott right there, coming through. Come back through that way. He got it done. Mega truck driver driving the MidAmerica Monster Mega
So Scott Betts was the winner of the first UTV knockout race. Scott, also a mega truck driver. We saw him earlier this week. I believe he was the driver that pulled the flaming boat over the jump on. Was that Sunday or Monday?
The Alabama battle.
So no stranger to some crazy driving, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And again, Ethan Martin came out here last night when they were working on the jump and brought his tunnel vision buggy, came down and hit it and cleared it. We walked it off. He cleared it by 18 feet. So, and he was about 3/4 throttle. So it should be a pretty easy jump for most of the drivers. I know when it comes to big bouncers, they don't necessarily jump like some of the side-by-sides do. So
looks like Aaron's ready.
We have Dan Carter and Tim Meeks on the line. Dan Carter in the red Rock Life buggy. Tim Meeks in the left lane.
Oh, what's going on?
There we go.
Oh, come on, guys.
Oh, man.
Brady's ride is gone.
There we go. Dan Carter.
Dan Carter.
Dan the man. Taking for Rock Life, taking the win.
He did it for Dale.
Did it for Dale. Again.
Number 3 on the side. That's the DF Goode wrench. whatever. No, it's just good to meet you. I forgot what Dale is. He's been gone so long. We love him though. All right. Brush Monster broke the radius rod. We're going to see if we can get him ready. Well, let's see who we got on the line while Clyde is making sure the course is clear. We got Joe Miller.
All right, guys. Who out there has watched some knockout racing before? And what do you think about it?
Left-hand lane.
We've got a pretty great lineup of drivers. I know there were definitely some nerves last night and this morning with the drivers coming out and studying this jump. Let's see. As always, it never looks like quite as much on camera, but this is a legit course for these guys today.
There we go. Again, this
is Joe Miller. Ethan Martin
taking the win.
Oh no! Look at this!
Not yet! Oh, Joe Miller got it!
Oh man, I thought Ethan Martin had it in the bag. Got high centered and man.
Oh man!
Man, that stinks.
Knockout racing is a whole other animal, guys. There's not a timer in sight.
And again,
it's just buggy a buggy.
Dang it. Yeah, the door-to-door action is pretty creative. And
give it up for the full body. Ben Casey is in the right hand.
All right, we have Ben Casey and Paul Wolfe.
He's pretty much racing everything.
Thank you.
Is UTV able?
All right.
He's in his Can-Am. He's been racing the same Can-Am all week.
Ben Casey in the right lane in the orange. Paul Wolfe, of course, running that Can-Am. He's been running that thing ragged all week. I believe this is his fourth event. He raced yesterday and Wednesday and Tuesday.
And took second, I believe, after points and everything. He finished second yesterday.
That's right, in the endurance
series.
All right.
So huge shout out to Paul Wolfe, who came in second yesterday overall for the side-by-side Ultra 4 race. And those guys were absolutely getting it yesterday. If you guys haven't watched it, go back and watch it. They were hammering down.
All right.
Again, some of those guys are veteran Ultra 4 racers, so a little short course action and some woods worked in there for them.
Let's just say Ben Casey didn't sound super excited in the drivers' meeting when his name got paired up with Paul Wolfe.
Look at that is smooth.
Oh, but anything can happen. Come on, Ben!
Oh man.
Oh man.
That stinks.
All right, y'all. It is not over till it's over out here.
Paul's first half was super smooth. I don't think, other than the jump, Paul's tires never left the ground until he got hung up.
That is the second time this week we've seen Paul get turtled.
Yes.
For lack of a better word.
I could not believe that.
Oh, man. You know Ben's pretty excited right now. We should say that this is a double elimination race, so every driver gets to make at least 2 runs. We've got Wyatt Wilson in the right-hand lane, Wade Goode and the rental in the left-hand. That's a good lineup.
Goode, yeah, it's all Goode racing. And these two guys are very good friends to begin. So you know these guys, this may be the best race of the morning because these two guys are BFF and they are hardcore racers. So I think that this is, and obviously they're both pretty good friends. And they were friends before they both started racing side-by-side together. Wyatt Wilson actually contributes getting Wade Goode as a rental ride. I was talking to him a couple nights ago. He said he was the one who talked to Chris and got him hooked up. And
so he gets some credit for that.
He does. And so these guys are super good friends. So you don't race against anybody harder than your buddy, you know?
Here we go! Wade Goode out front.
Oh, it's going to be close. Oh!
Man.
A very bad bounce from Wyatt Wilson straight into that first ledge on the hillside.
Oh, he's spinning to win it.
Oh, and he dusted us.
Yes. At least there's a good breeze going today.
Good job on both these racers. Everybody's going hard.
right, guys, so we have been out here all week for Visions. We are at MidAmerica Outdoors in Jay, Oklahoma. Everybody's been having a great time. Most of these racers have been racing in multiple classes this week. It is the last day, so I think everyone is just gonna throw down, leave it all out.
And we're talking double, sometimes triple duty for these guys, so they have to keep the buggy together. Or I've seen some of them run around borrowing parts from one rig to the other, hitting up some of the sponsors in the booth up there.
All right, DC Thompson and Jonathan O'Mary. DC checked up pretty good before he hit that ledge. It looks like it might work out pretty well for him.
There we go. Looks like DC Thompson for the win.
DC Thompson.
DC again has raced several races this weekend as well, and did pretty well in the side-by-side Southern Rock Racing Series race earlier this week. So he did real well. We're really happy for him. DC is a wreckers or checkers guy, I think you can safely assume. And again, I knew he was going to run hard, but huge congrats to the win on him.
Our next matchup in the right lane.
And again, this is a double elimination, so all these drivers will get at least 2 passes this weekend.
Owen Garris. Jesse Driver and Owen Garris.
Zach Garner, do I hear you volunteering to come out here and run a camera for us?
I know.
Is that what I just saw?
I seen Larry Krog's mom on there. Kathy, give us some shout out. Again, Larry had his throttle stick a couple weeks ago, so he had a really bad crash.
That was scary.
So glad he's okay. Obviously, he's got to get his buggy all glued back together so he can come race with us. So hopefully Larry can get it back together and come out and race with us the rest of the season.
Yeah, we are definitely glad he's okay
yes,
after
very
that.
glad, yeah. And what's crazy is I didn't realize the throttle had stuck until he was crashing. I just thought he was going really hard.
She thought, man, he's in it
I was
today.
like, Larry is gunning for this sucker.
He's getting it.
He's such a hard competitor. I mean, we see him drive so hard. At Dirty Turtle last year, he ended up taking first place. So I've seen Larry drive very, very hard and put it to that ragged edge. So until we saw the heading of throttle stuck, I didn't know what happened. So huge shout out to Larry. Hope he gets his buggy back together so we can do some racing this season. Again, looks like we're trying to get our next side-by-side
This
set
should
up.
be Jesse Driver and Owen Garris.
And
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Jesse Driver is in the left lane, just because I know what color his rock bouncer is, and that's his color scheme. But I could be wrong.
And again, that's one thing I love about most of our guys. They have very pretty buggies with really amazing wraps. Most of our guys have really shown a lot of love to their sponsors. So walk down, get a chance if you check them out. If you're here at the park, walk down, check out the side-by-sides, check out the big bouncers. Most of the drivers are more than happy to talk about the rig and tell you what they've done to it.
Oh, I got it backwards. I was using my context clues, but it didn't work out for me this time. Jesse Driver in the right lane. Oh, that's why I mixed up Jess Reed with Jesse Driver.
Yeah.
Dubry. Woo! And Jesse Driver barely cleared that jump. Oh! Ouch!
Wow.
Man, that stinks.
That'll finish. All right, let's get to it.
Man, that stinks. Man, that stinks. Again, I know you guys have seen a lot of the drivers are barely clearing that jump. That's because they're letting out of the throttle. They don't want to overshoot that jump and then be loaded up for the next course. So, I mean, they could jump way farther than they are, but they want to try to make it as smooth as possible because it's not just about clearing the jump. It's about finishing the course first. Knockout racing is all about finishing that course first. So, you definitely looks like they're getting him back on again.
Looks like Jesse might not be too worse for the wear.
I'll say he took off pretty quick, so I'm guessing.
And he gets a second chance. It's double elimination, which is nice because when you come this far and there's this much on the line for a race, you don't want one bobble to set you out necessarily. So I'm glad we're doing double elimination.
We got a couple already put out the first round. We're going to do some loser bracket races.
All right.
Paul Wolfe's going to be on your right-hand side, and we're going to have Wyatt Wilson on the left.
I talked about this last night, so I don't know why it's not happening.
And this, so it looks like we're moving into round 2 now.
And this is the losers bracket. And again, there's also some money there as well. And this is for guys who lose their first time. Maybe they had a bad run, or a flat tire.
All right, Clyde, you let me know when we're ready.
Looks like Wyatt Wilson and Paul Wolfe are down there, and that'll be an amazing race too, because these are two hardcore racers as well. So
whoever loses is out of here.
We know both these guys are going to be going hardcore.
Wilson, Wyatt going
Nice and smooth jump from Wyatt.
It was.
It's going to be close.
Oh,
And Paul took it.
and again, Wyatt was actually leading in after the jump. However, Paul carried his momentum a little bit farther, and then after the first time getting hung up, Paul was not leaving anything to chance and was airing those jumps out. So, huge shout out to that big body Can-Am, who's obviously Paul laying it down today. Unfortunate for Wyatt Wilson. Wyatt Wilson has a new chassis and a very beautiful buggy, so unfortunately for him, he's out, but did get to do a little racing today. Shout out to our Point One recovery crew up on the hill. Got a handful of those guys out here helping get some buggies flipped back over and making sure they're keeping everything safe. And our track officials.
Shout out to that wonderful cool breeze that has been blowing all morning.
Yes.
It feels fantastic. We have enjoyed some really nice weather here. It has been hot the last couple days, but I mean, sunshine, perfect weather for being outside, enjoying racing, enjoying the pool. Life is good here at MidAmerica Outdoors. I'm kind of sad that today's the last day.
Yes. And that breeze is heavenly right now because it's supposed to get a little warmer today than it's been the rest of the week. So.
All right, we're ready to send it.
I believe this is Owen Garris. Nope. Jesse Driver in the left lane, Jonathan O'Mary in the right lane.
Oh, man, we got some guys.
Uh-oh. Can he catch him?
It's a close one. Jonathan O'Mary!
And Jonathan O'Mary took that one.
Pulling to the line now. Jonathan Gibbs and Scott Betts.
What's up, Eric Martin? Some hometown guys from Illinois tuning in. Zach Gardner out there.
All right, so both of these guys won their first match. Jonathan won his because by default somebody wasn't able to get into the first race.
Again, I'm really excited to see what some of these bouncer drivers are going to do, because the thing about knockout racing is you want to be a good racer, but there's this little tiny thing called an ego that starts to play in when you can look in the corner of your eye, you can see a guy next to you driving just as hard as you can. It makes you push just a little bit harder. So it's funny to see how that ego can start to come into play. You know, kind of similar to like an Ultra 4 style racing. You'll see two guys out there battling. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And we have some high horsepower buggies here today, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
All right, this is Scott Betts and Johnny Gibbs. Jonathan Gibbs got a bye into this round because his first opponent did not show up. Scott Betts in the lead. He's going to take it.
Oh, man.
That was a battle. Scott Betts out front. Jonathan Gibbs is still in, though.
Jonathan Gibbs still gets another chance.
And he also rolled that buggy earlier this week and ended it several times.
That's right. That buggy had a real rough start to the racing this week.
It did. He straight out the gate rolled it, barrel rolled it a couple times, or endoed it a couple times. So, and the funny part was he got out and everybody's like, oh, he's a broken leg. Well, his buggy was broken before he was in the buggy. So he looks like he's hung up a little bit there. I'm not sure what the deal is. Again, huge shout out to our Point One guys on the hill. They're helping get recovery flipped over. Ian from Total Off-Road Podcast out there, his 4-seater, 2-seater, 4-seater buggy, getting him flipped back over.
Dan Carter.
Jay McFarland, thank you, sir, and thanks for watching. We're happy to be out here this week at Visions. We've got Miles Hasselquist sitting right next to us. He has been in charge of a lot of coverage for this week. Miles, will you tell us how the week's been going from your viewpoint?
I mean, it's been such a great week all week long here at Visions at MidAmerica Outdoors Park. It's been so much fun. It's all running together, but I couldn't think of anywhere else I'd rather be. It's been so much fun out here, and this is my first time being to a rodeo, first time being to a mega truck show, first time watching knockout racing. It's just absolutely phenomenal here. And Bree, Matt, you all have been doing a great job, and I'm just kind of watching the flow go. So thanks again for everything you guys have done also.
Well, thank you, Miles. And I got to ask, has there been any one moment this week that has been your favorite to watch or be part of, or somebody that you met, maybe anything? I don't know.
Well, I got to hang out with Dennis Anderson a few times.
Well, there you go.
I just kind of bumped into him. We chatted a few times. The next time I saw him at the bar, he mixed me a drink, and we've had some good times.
You guys are best friends now.
It's been a wild, wild week here at Visions.
Thanks, Miles. And again, he was here like a week before this started, helping get production stuff set up, helping make. And again, huge shout out to all our production people in the trailer, all our audio people, our video people, cameramen. We have a ton of people out here making sure this all looks good for you guys. So
yes, there's a large team of people that have been, everybody combining their efforts all week long to try and pull off this mega event, the premier off-road racing event of the year, I'm going to say. And I think that everyone has done a heck of a job, and can't wait to see next year what they come out with.
It's going to be awesome.
Hopefully get to be part of that as well.
Being this is the first one, it was kind of learning curve for everybody. Is this the right radio? What? Is this a good radio? No. So huge shout out to them.
All right, this is Dan Carter in the right, and I believe it's Joe Miller on the left.
Oh, man.
Oh, and they're switching sides.
It won't be enough, but it sure was a show. Y'all give it up for
Man. Dan Carter's a heck of a racer. So yeah, huge shout out to all our production crew. They were scrambling all week because this is the first ever event like this, where we have several different types of racing series has come in, do different events, including bull riding. You know, there's not a lot of bull riding in off-road racing, so it's kind of different, you know.
My brother and I were walking around yesterday, or I guess on Thursday. Dad and I raced short course, and it was kind of an all-day thing, and then we went and hit up the pool, and then we were walking to the live music concert they had down there. I told my brother, I was like, I feel like we're at off-road like Bonnaroo or something. Where else can you go race all day, go to a pool, go to a concert, and be able to like walk to all of it?
And just like literally walk everywhere you go. Looks we got two more side-by-sides pulling a line.
It looks like Ben Casey on the right and Wade Goode in the left lane.
Full body versus a full-blown buggy build.
All right, Ben Casey had a good run.
Yes.
I'm going to say he got a little bit lucky when Paul got held up on one of those ledges. Let's see if he can pull it off again against Wade Goode.
We'll see what Wade can do. I know Wade's a pretty hardcore racer in that rental buggy. Had some issues last year keeping it together, and but he definitely has no problem driving the heck out of that thing. So
we're ready to rock.
Wade Goode got a little bit ahead of him.
Ben did what he could to get that full body up the hill, but Wade definitely pulling ahead there.
Wade Goode had a great season so far this year. He had some trouble last year keeping wheels on it. And speaking of keeping wheels on it, Bree literally drove the wheels off of her buggy yesterday.
Thursday. Yeah, it feels like yesterday. All the days are kind of running together.
Yeah.
Look, a stock four-seater, we lovingly call her Big Booty Judy. Judy was not made for the race life, but, you know, we gave it everything we could. She made almost 18 laps on the short course between Dad and I both racing her, and then finally just a wheel just said, nope, I'm done.
Yeah, and so for those of you who don't know, Bree and her dad both went out and did practice rounds, then did qualifying, then they both raced it.
I was on my last lap, and Dad had already finished, so almost 18 laps for a stock four-seater. I mean,
yeah, for a four-seater, that's nothing.
We did what we could.
Yes.
And we had a lot of fun.
Every lap we'd see her rear tires going a little bit more flat. We were worried she wasn't going to make it the end, but I thought, well, Bree's going to literally drive the wheels off this thing until she gets it there.
Hey, nobody's flagging me down.
Yeah.
I'm
going
to go.
Hammer down. And the last lap loses a tire. On a hill, so it rolls past her, rolls up the hill, and then rolls back past her. Again, DC Thompson.
DC Thompson and Owen Garris.
DC being a little conservative.
Oh, no. right, DC
there we
taking
go,
it.
DC.
Thompson. That's pretty smooth. I think he's got this track figured out.
Let's see what we got going on with Owen
Owen
here.
Garrett's been going to the losers bracket.
What's up, bub? How's Hawaii?
It's
not a bad place to be this week either.
Bub Meadows is in Hawaii?
Pretty sure.
What? Man, I can't believe that.
Facebook doesn't lie, right?
Yeah, Facebook doesn't lie. Yeah, Wade is Ryan Wade is a champ. He's a heck of a racer. We got a couple guys I think that could. DC Thompson I think could give Wade a, and those guys are both kind of wreckers or checkers.
Well, you know the thing about knockout is any little thing. Like we watched Ben going up against Paul, and who would have thought? I mean, Paul got hung up on that ledge again, and Ben took it from him. So
and what I was talking to Angie up in the pool the other day, and I said what I really like and what I don't like about knockout racing is if you get, say, a slower buggy, and you get Timmy Cameron, and you get Jake Pike, who are two of the fastest buggies, or Tim Cameron and Danny Smith, and they take off racing, one of those two buggies is going out. So if your very first round, one of the two fastest buggies could get knocked out. So we'll see. It's sometimes kind of unfair if you have two or three really fast buggies all in a mix. But it's also, that makes it even better for the guys who may not be as fast as some of the big dogs. So it's kind of interesting to see how this knockout racing, shakes out.
The recovery crew is going to pick this one up and get him out of here.
Look, that's got our side by side, getting recovered by a track. And the cool part is they literally just wheel in, pick them up, and take off.
In the creek gap. So if you're watching the live feed,
at home we call them bobcats. Down here they call them skid steers.
the staff down here with Ultra 4 and what they've been doing for the live feed.
I know what that feels like.
Amazing all week.
Yeah.
So after Judy came to an abrupt stop and a wheel went rolling by me twice, next thing I know, that guy's coming
We just got
over,
word
Yeah.
drives right up, scoops me up. I'm still sitting in there. I'm like, all right, going for a ride.
You just kind of wave, like, hey, how's it going?
It's like it's a good way to get out of here, I guess.
I'll just sit here. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, it's not real fun. Yeah.
All right, I believe Ethan Martin is in the right lane and Dan Carter in the left.
Again, these are two great racers, so it'll be awesome to see this.
All right.
Looks like they're set to go. Here we go. Ethan out with a little bit of an early lead.
Ethan was the very first driver to jump this gap. He tested it last night.
Up and over. Ethan's gonna take it.
Ethan
Man.
got it.
Ethan Martin is
Ethan Martin does a heck of a job there, pulling out the win. They had Dan Carter's second loss, so.
All right, so Ethan, while everyone in the winners of our losers bracket,
Yes.
trying to work their way back in.
Worked their way back up.
Looks like we've got Paul Wolfe pulling up to the right lane.
Get a huge shout out to all our camera people on the hill taking pictures and video. All of our independent media up there. I see a drone flying around. We got some Eagle Eye media I know is here with their drones. So he's got some friends that run drones that are flying around, checking it out, getting some great footage for us. So, and again, sometimes a drone can show you an angle to show you how difficult it really is. A static shot doesn't quite do it justice.
right down the line.
Is this what I see again? Paul Wolfe and Ben Casey going head to head again.
Two full bodies out there. I think Paul's going to get him on this one. Again, all of them have appeared super smooth coming off that jump.
Paul Wolfe is always fast right out the hole. Yes, sir. No problem there.
Look at Paul getting it. Again, Hill killing his.
Oh, no.
Ben came out of gear. Paul Wolfe will take it.
Again, Paul Wolfe's forte is that hill killing, so once he gets on those hills, he is going to be quick.
All right.
I see all our bouncer drivers over there getting ready.
Owen, are you going to be in or out? I think we may have Owen out of it. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it fixed in time. Man, I hate that.
So another difference with the knockout racing and our usual hill climb racing, there is no time to fix anything broken. These heats are just running back to back to back, and you've got maybe a couple minutes in between, which doesn't give you much time for much of anything, really.
If you had a really fast pit crew, you could probably change a tire.
Maybe that, but we're keeping things rolling here.
Or take some fuel.
All right. After this matchup, we've got a matchup. Y'all listen to this. The bracket gave us the matchup I've been wanting to see. Wade Goode and DC Thompson will be going.
There we go. We talked about that. Wade Goode and DC Thompson.
It is going to be a battle.
Wade Goode and DC Thompson are both full buggies, and they absolutely put it down.
All right, so on the line right now, Scott Betts in the right-hand lane and Joe Miller in the left.
See him getting down there, getting all their safety stuff checked.
All right, we're sitting there.
Harness on.
This is in a full body.
Helmet, ONS device, fire suit.
I'm racing this. We let it happen. He's ready to go right here. Let's do it. Oh, we got the jump.
Uh-oh.
Scott barely clearing that lip on that ledge. Oh!
Go, Scott, go.
Beating on that full body.
Oh!
He's all over the place.
Y'all don't think they wanted it, do you? Scott Betts getting crazy out there. Joe Miller took it, though. No, he moved it.
Looks like Wade's out there testing something.
All right, Wade Goode and DC Thompson are our next matchup. I don't know what Wade's doing.
Looks like he's either checking his brakes or checking to make sure all the axles are pulling. One of the two.
That was Joe Miller taking the win. Scott Betts will be going over to the losers bracket. He'll be squaring off with Ryan Hinton.
I also originally were going to start them a little farther up the hill, so that way they were coming down the hill and the flat section. And right now it looks like they're just starting them on the flat section.
All right, for those of you at home that have been joining us on the live feed all week, what has been your favorite event to watch? There's pretty much been live coverage for all the racing all week. What have you been able to tune in for, and what have you enjoyed watching the most?
It has been, a very, very busy weekend with lots of stuff. Yes.
All right, we got the course clear. We're checking the safety.
All right, guys, it's Wade versus DC. What do you think?
The fastest matchups of the day.
This is a good one.
Both of these guys are usually in the finals. In fact, Memorial Day, this was our finals race.
Here we go.
Wasn't able to do it.
They're off. Looks like Wade has an early lead. See if DC can catch up.
Oh.
Wade may have him.
He's gonna get it.
Oh, man.
Wade Goode with the win.
Good job to Wade Goode. Pulling out the win. DC is a hard racer, so we knew that was going to be a competitive race.
All right, we are definitely whittling down
coming out on top of that.
the UTV class right now. And then we're going to go right into the bouncers after this. Y'all, who's excited to see some bouncers go head-to-head on this hill?
It's going to be it's just insane on non-stop action.
The Avenger is going to get in the mix today, too. Chad Molitor, my dad out there, he's done some knockout racing in the past. It's been a few years.
I'm excited to see your dad out there.
It's going to be fun. We got the chicken wire.
Big block.
The chicken wire over the windshield area last night.
I seen Danny Smith rocking
drivers,
his.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we happened to be driving by Danny as he was doing it, and Dad's like, you know what? That's a good idea. How much you got left?
I wouldn't ever thought about that until I saw Danny Smith's buggy, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes. Keep out some of the big rocks at least.
Yeah.
Because you never know what could go down in some knockout racing.
Yeah.
He's on the flat tire, too.
All right.
It looks like Scott Betts coming back around in the left lane with a pretty squishy tire.
We're ready at the bottom.
And is this Joe Miller?
Ryan Henry, Scott Bess. He got a flat tire already. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Ryan Hinton on the right-hand side.
Oh!
Oh, man.
Oh, we found a tree.
Uh-oh.
Oh, doing a little wheelie.
He saved it though. Ryan Hinton with the win.
Man, that stinks. Had a heck of a run going, even with the.
Scott Betts is out. Y'all get up to Scott Betts.
Ryan Hinton with the win for that one. That means Scott Betts is out. Heck of a try, though. Man, that full body, flat tire,
Oh, yeah.
barely clearing that ledge a couple times. He did everything he could.
I would take a water. Again, huge shout out to all the MidAmerica staff. I have got to talk to a bunch of them this weekend, and they have put in insane hours. Some of them have been here 8 days, some have been here like 14 days, and most of them have worked at least 13, 14 hours a day on average. And everybody I've talked to has been super awesome. They're excited to be here. Their whole goal is to provide an experience to everybody coming, whether it be some of the kitchen staff, people working in the store. They have a ton of booths around here where they have stuff to drink, stuff to eat. So huge shout out to all our MidAmerica staff for helping out. I know they put in a lot of hours before the guests show up. They put in a lot of hours after the guests leave. So huge shout out to them, and they're taking great care of us this weekend.
All right, Ethan Martin is in the right lane. DC Thompson in the left, and these guys are just fighting to get back into the run-in here.
And they like to race. These are two guys who just like to race. You could give these two guys a hill and two shopping carts, and they would race. You know.
This thing's running smooth so far.
Put them on a pogo stick.
Yes.
Someone's going to see how fast they can go.
Absolutely.
DC's down early.
All right, DC's got the lead. Can he keep it? DC definitely checking up and being more conservative coming over these ledges, and it worked for him. Good and smooth. Ethan is out.
Man, that stinks.
But DC Thompson is moving on.
What's up, Ryan Webb? How you doing?
Ryan Webb, part of Kryptonite Customs and USD Stickies, tuning in. They used to run the Agnes buggy. Now it's rebuilt called the Karen buggy.
Even better.
Our next matchup after this one will be Paul Wolfe and Jonathan O'Mari.
Again, right now we're doing the side-by-side knockout racing. Here in a little bit we'll be doing the bouncers. Ryan's one of our normal bouncer racers. Him and Aaron Sheldon both take turns racing the Karen buggy. They got some big 2.5-ton axles, big motor, big supercharger.
Karen.
They run 46-inch tall USD stickies, so it's a big-looking vehicle.
With a name like Karen, that just lends itself to all kinds of fun.
Yes.
When she's being sassy out on the hill.
I don't know. Can't say I like Karen. I like Agnes too. That was a pretty cool name.
Yeah, Agnes was good.
So it's kind of a cool name, you know.
Lots of clever names. I like Jay Stortz's Ford Play.
Yes, Ford Play. Very tricky. Very tricky. He said, make sure you pronounce the D.
Yeah.
Ford Play. Again, he has a new chassis out this weekend. Got it all built up. He's excited about that. He's running, obviously, Ford power. He's pretty proud of it.
All right, it's Wade on the left. And it's that Joe Miller on the right. Oh, no! Overshot it. Straight into the second ledge. Hold on, Wade's not done yet either.
Wade finish. All right, Wade Goode down the top. Wade has secured himself back to the finals. Give it up for all Goode Racing.
Wade Goode moves on to the finals now.
So Bub said, being here, what was our favorite thing at MidAmerica so far this week? That's really hard. I've been here since last Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's good. Feels like a whole lot has happened. Let's see.
I would say it's probably, for me, it's kind of a weird answer. I would say it's a toss-up.
I'm not surprised, Matt.
The pool has been a lot of fun, I think, for everybody. We've all got in there a bunch this week, had a good time. But I would say the rodeo, because it's not what we normally do.
Okay.
It's not,
That's
normally
true.
we do rock bouncing, we do Ultra 4 stuff, so all the off-road racing has been a blast, but rodeo is not something we normally do, so that was so different and kind of fun. I would say that's probably been my favorite thing so far.
All right.
I would say the pool is kind of a tie.
All right, here we go.
What's been yours? What's been your favorite thing this week?
I want to see a matchup.
And your family's been here. What have they enjoyed?
Watch it.
I might answer that right after we see this matchup.
Here's Paul Wolfe.
Paul Wolfe put the gap on him.
Again, using that full body Can-Am.
Yes, sir. Paul Wolfe will take it.
Airing it out.
Paul's got it. Was that Jesse Driver?
Maybe. I know he's running Radcliffe's buggy, so hey, I said, hey,
I
let me
think
borrow
that
that,
might
do a
have
little
been Jesse
racing.
Driver.
That's one of our local buggies that run the Southern Arcadian Series. But so your family's been here.
Yeah.
What
so
about yours and your family?
It's been fun. I have my dad, my brother, and my almost 8-year-old nephew are here this week, and it's been really fun getting to share that with them because they don't often get to come to all the events the way I do and get to be part of it all. So my dad, of course, been involved in the sport, got me involved in sport. I wouldn't have anything to do with it probably if it wasn't for him. So, and then my brother. He could race and drive anything as well. He's got 3 little kids and a business to take care of and all that, so he doesn't make it to all the races, but it's fun having him out here this week. But I think definitely racing the short course, that was a lot of fun. Getting behind the wheel again, even if it wasn't in the most competitive of vehicles.
DC Thompson out there.
DC Thompson and Ryan Hinton. Oh, straight into the ledge.
Oh!
DC lost the coolant line. His intercooler is gone.
He is spewing.
Yeah. There's fluid
But he made it.
everywhere.
He made it.
We got Ryan up there and Ryan.
And the short course, to everybody watching, looked like a lot of fun. It looked like you guys were absolutely having a blast out
Give it
there.
up for Ryan going deep into the day, though.
We were. So the short course was fun, but another thing I think is just having the chance to hang out with everybody. We're not rushed every day. We're not sitting in the production trailer all day. We actually had a chance to just hang out, talk,
Goof off.
chill in the pool, whatever.
Eat some
Just
snacky
hang
snacks.
out as off-road as our race family, and not just be all rushed for 2 days of racing like we normally do. So that's been really fun. So yeah, I had my family here, getting to do some racing of my own. Doing the show is always a blast. I'm super lucky to be able to get out here and be part of it in that way. And yeah, just getting a chance to really hang out with everybody.
Yeah, not just your family, but you're also your off-road family.
Right.
Your big family. So, and we've had so much fun in the pool, goofing off and just relaxing. Usually when we're around racing, we're hurrying to get there. We're racing hard. We're hurrying to get home so we get the buggy tore down, get ready.
Put everything back in the trailer.
Yeah. So to be able to just have a couple days to chill and swim and laugh and goof off and go eat together has been a blast and a lot of fun. So.
And the concerts have been great too. That's been fun.
Yes. Yeah, not often we party a lot this much at our events. So
live music every night. We're getting spoiled, basically. Basically, we're all very spoiled now.
We're going to go back to our normal event and be like, wow, this is kind of boring.
Way to go, MidAmerica.
Yeah.
So whoever wins this squares off with DC to see who's going back to the finals to battle this out.
So is this Jonathan O'Mary in the left lane?
This is the double elimination bracket. When we get into this last matchup of the finals, whoever the loser is has to beat the champion in the winner's bracket twice because they have not been defeated.
I think it is.
So that means one of these next few men are going to have to go to war with Goode potentially 2 times.
And again, none of these guys are racing back to back to back to back to back, which is really hard.
Here they go.
It's off.
Oh,
Paul Wolfe on the right. And if I'm not mistaken, that's Jonathan O'Mary on the left. Oh! Doing everything he can.
Paul Wolfe takes the win.
Paul got it. Oh, that was Joe Miller. Joe Miller, my mistake.
Joe Miller, that was a fierce battle. He laid into that thing.
Man. We have like a handful of FPVs flying around here, like in, around buggies, on buggies.
All of our bouncers, get to your rigs and head up the hill. We only got a few more matchups. This matchup is DC Thompson and Paul Wolfe.
Oh, this is going to be a good one, y'all. We got Paul and DC coming to the line. The bouncers are being called to stage up.
Paul's in the left lane, DC's in the right. DC's been doing really well on the right, and Paul got hung up in the left earlier, so we'll see if that Paul tries to help fix that. I know DC's probably trying to get that radiator hose put back on there.
So it's down to Paul, DC, and Wade. And because Wade stayed in the winner's bracket, whoever wins of Paul and DC,
has to race
they have
twice.
to beat Wade twice if they want to win.
Joe up top.
Can be sure that DC is hustling to get that hose connected.
And DC would probably.
I don't see him out here.
He's the kind of guy that would run it without fluid. Like, it's cutting weight. That's no big deal. Like, you know.
They're like, I only need it to last 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Take some time to go through the vending area today. Those guys have been set up all week. We got a lot of awesome companies that support the park. Make sure you go through there and hang out, tell them you appreciate them being here, and do business with those guys.
Again, we have a ton of people on the hill, as well as a lot of people out there chilling the easy ups. I know all the bouncer drivers are watching this getting antsy. Yes, just got some time. Again, real quick, while we're waiting on DC, we'll run through our sponsors. Huge shout out to Fuel Works. I know they had an Ultra 4 car out here. Maxxis Tires. I know they have a couple buggies in their booth. Got to go check them out. Evolution Power Sports.
Maxxis
Gates
Tires
Belts.
also has a sponsored Barbie race.
Going later on today? I believe it. I believe it. Gates Belts, HMF Pipes, Oklahoma Ford Dealers, Raceline Wheels, and they take care of a bunch of the bouncer drivers as well. Rugged Radios, they help sponsor Ultra 4. They sponsor the Southern Rock Racing Series as well. They take care of all lot of racers. They race Ultra 4 and Southern Rock Racing Series as well as the drivers. Texas Motor Works, 360 Wraps, Motor Race Tire, the Off-Road Syndicate, Rigid Lights. They sponsor the Shootout at King Hammers. They do the lights for that. And Ultimax Belts. So huge shout out to those guys for coming out and helping us out this weekend. And they do help out the park quite a bit, so huge shout out to them.
Who's ready to see you?
All right.
Looks like we've
DC made it.
got TC either hooked backed up or at least popped him off in water. So
wait, if Clyde's ready, I'm ready.
We'll see what's going on. Clyde, looks like Clyde's giving us the okay.
Here it comes.
DC's fastest off the line.
He is.
Oh,
Paul caught him though. Oh man. Oh, this is gonna be a battle, y'all.
DC, I think, has him.
DC.
DC,
man.
got it. There you go, Zach.
Man. So DC moves on to race Wade Goode.
Third place. Y'all give it up for Wolfe Brothers Racing.
Man. DC and Wade Goode will be racing, and they've already raced once today. And Wade got DC, so we'll see if that plays into the next two races.
All right, so Paul just got himself third place for UTV knockout. Now it's DC versus Wade. DC is going to have to beat Wade twice if he wants to get on top of that podium.
DC Thompson in the left hand. This is the same final matchup as Memorial Day. We didn't get to see it because of the way it all shook out. Wade's already put him out one time today.
And I guarantee you, DC knows that.
He has to flip flames and beat Wade one more time. Who likes to see the underdog come from behind? Two people right here. 2 or 3 of them.
All right, guys. This is going to be a good one. Wade already put DC out once.
This will be an action-packed race, I promise you.
And a shot and see if we can see.
But DC fought his way back up here.
He did.
Paul is thinking that he may have jumped the line. We're going to take a look and see.
DC's a scrapper, I promise you.
Sounds like we might be doing
There's nothing wrong with
I hear
checking to make
bouncers.
sure that Paul
having to do a video check and make sure that DC did not jump the line up against Paul in the last run. We will find out. So it was stated in the drivers' meeting that if somebody did jump the flag, they would get one chance, back them up, restart. If you do it again, you're out.
Ooh.
DC was ready on the reaction time. We did not get a jump. There's nothing.
All right, it was fair and square. No jump.
Y'all give it up for
Double
Paul
checking just to be safe.
There we go.
I promise you, Paul Wolfe is a sportsman of all sportsmen, and he just wants to make sure that everything's good, and it is.
Got to make sure everybody's
We're ready for this championship battle.
staying honest
Y'all
out
get
here.
loud for it. Let's hear it.
Last race of the day.
All right.
And
Maybe.
maybe.
We're gonna drop
So
the flag.
if DC wins, they swap lanes and go again.
Well, this,
Hey, Wade got it. Let's go.
Wade got him off the line,
Wade was ready.
but DC wants this. No, and Wade got it.
wow.
What a race. Wade Goode all day long, undefeated. This is his third time as your knockout champion.
Man.
All Goode racing.
There it is, y'all. Wade Goode, first place for UTV
All
knockout.
right.
Second place to DC Thompson. Third place to Paul Wolfe. And there's
Look
Wade
at
down
him.
there
Look
doing
at
some victory donut.
Look at that. Everybody cheering him, giving him a high five as he pulls down there.
I need a victory donut.
Oh, yeah.
But like the kind you get at a
Yes,
bakery.
Yes. I had some victory donuts earlier this week. I mean, they were donuts, but
Yeah, every donut's a victory.
I got to eat it, so that's a
All
victory.
right. About to get the bouncers ready to roll.
right.
We'll be rocking here in a second.
We got the bouncers lining up, y'all, and this is not the only excitement going on today. It's our last day here. We're going out with a bang here at Visions. Tonight at 8 p.m. is the Monster Truck and Mega Truck show.
Oh, yeah. Don't want to miss that again. Kids think it's awesome. They have monster trucks. They have
Oh,
mega
kids
trucks.
and adults.
They have the.
I've
World
seen some
record
very
attempts.
excited adults this week watching the monster trucks, getting to meet Dennis Anderson.
3,000, 5,000
And
pounds.
they also have that world record jump happening as well. I didn't realize how big the ramp was. It's like 2 stories tall. It's
Our first
insane.
matchup will be Jeremy Burgess in the right lane, Adam Cutts in the left lane.
So
All right, we are moving into the bouncers. Let me flip pages here.
Said Jeremy and Adam Koontz are
Adam
coming on the
Coots
line.
and Jeremy Burgess. Adam on the left, Jeremy will be on the right. All right, if you just joined us recently here on the live show, we have just concluded the UTV knockout class. Wade Goode took first, DC Thompson in second, Paul Wolfe in third. We are getting the bouncers lined up now. We've got a great lineup of bouncers today and some really fun pairings to start us off, and it's going to be interesting to see how things shake out here. We are at MidAmerica Outdoors in Jay, Oklahoma for the last day of Visions Off-Road 2021. We have knockout racing this morning, and then of course the Monster Truck, Mega Truck show tonight at 8 we talked about. I'm pretty sure they've got some other music and things going on today too. It has been one epic week of racing. I'm not even gonna know what to do with myself when I get home next week after being out here for almost 11 days.
It's true. It's absolutely crazy right now. And there's been so much nonstop action this week. It's crazy.
We're gonna need a couple days just to get back to normal life.
Like an 8-hour drive of quiet home, 8 a.m., just to calm down.
You guys are listening to Bree Molitor and Matt Holt, and today's live feed is brought to you by the National Rock Racing Association, MidAmerica Outdoors, and the folks at Ultra 4 bringing us all the live feed technology.
and we appreciate all of our production people behind staff.
Absolutely.
Helping us out. There's like a small army of...
Without that, Matt and I would just be sitting here talking to ourselves.
Yes. There's a small army of people helping us look good. So...
They set all this up. They were working on it again this morning. Who likes the track that MidAmerica set up for us here today to race on? Fantastic job. You don't even have to give these guys a lot of direction. They know what awesome is. They know what Jason and MidAmerica expects and what the fans love.
You know, after coming down and looking at this jump last night, Matt, and seeing how, well, nervous some of the drivers were about it, things have actually gone really smoothly so far for our UTVs, and I'm hoping it goes as smooth for the bouncers. Nobody wants to misjudge that jump and come to a real sudden stop right into that ledge there. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants them to feel that.
And I was very nervous when they were messing with it right up until the tunnel vision buggy jumped and landed so smooth, 18 feet. Now, he did start quite a ways back, and he was probably three-quarter throttle. I was a little concerned, but...
All right, Adam Cochran, Jeremy Burgess. Nice.
Here we go. Oh my goodness!
Whoa.
Here we go. Looks like he broke a rear axle, maybe. Man,
That is knockout racing, guys.
talk about crazy.
I don't even know who to watch.
That's our first race for bouncers out the gate.
And just starting things off with a casual backflip here from Jeremy Burgess. Adam Coots took the first heat for the bouncers. I think we're going to have Josh Cochran and Danny Smith lining up next.
That has to be the most craziest first opening round ever. Like, we had a bobble and then a rollover.
What do you guys think of that? You who are watching at home.
Get Angie Bacon hopping in. Some of that Bacon family, you know.
He's going to try to steer a little bit.
Huge shout out to Bubba, Little Tim, and Big Tim. There's some of our full season racers.
Y'all get loud for him.
Woo! Adam's probably feeling a little better now. Got that first run under his belt.
Everything looked good.
And I think
tearing out the hill in the Riot buggy.
I think all the other bouncer drivers watching probably feel a little better seeing them make that jump and getting to watch those first buggies hit the hill.
And Adam went straight to the hill, parked in the shade, and now he's watching everybody else. Oh, yeah.
Both of those competitors are coming back.
Y'all, we have some really good matchups today, and of course it's just going to get better and better as we whittle down this list of drivers here.
So we got Danny Smith, and it looks like the Bad Donkeys racing against, so get it cozy.
No, I think that's Josh Cochran.
Oh, Josh Cochran, okay.
I think it turned out really awesome. Hopefully you guys
in the right lane.
Have a lot of fun with those.
This is Danny Smith is going to come out to make a statement, I think. So
again, while we're getting this buggy off.
So Danny, of course, our winner for the hill climb competition from Tuesday and Wednesday.
And normally I don't get super jealous of people who win, but their trophies are so sick. It is something that looks like
the trophies are beautiful here.
It looks like it belongs in a trophy case.
The check doesn't hurt it either.
Yeah, I mean, I think first place was $10,000, so I could use an extra $10,000.
I mean, I could find some use for it.
Yeah, I could use. Who could use an extra $10,000?
You know what, Matt? The Barbie Jeep race tonight. I think there's like $7,000 in the pot right now or something.
And no entry fee. No entry fee.
Well, what are we doing?
You know what? I may have to go down and do a little Barbie Jeep.
Who wants to see Matt Holt get in the Barbie Jeep race tonight?
I made a lot of bad decisions that I didn't get any prize for. So
yeah, you might as well win some money for it.
I could use a big wad of cash, you know. I mean, was for $7,000. Pink is my color, you know. Here we go.
All right, Danny in the left, Josh Cochran on the right. They cleared the jump.
Here we go.
Man, that first ledge.
It is.
Really? I have no idea.
He might have got
We're gonna have to wait. We have to wait and hear from our person on the finish line.
Josh Cochran said, "I'm not."
I know. I definitely heard Danny say the words "Robin's racing" in the driver's meeting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He meant it.
We'll see who won.
Oh, yeah, that's the camera guy.
Looks like they're going back to the cameras. They're checking stuff.
We got to find out who crossed that finish line first.
All right. We're going to the official camera review.
I see
This is gonna be
I
tough.
see a handful of them up
I
there
can't
trying to
call
talk.
from
So
I don't
we'll
think
see.
anybody ever could. It was too close to call.
I know it looked like Danny was a little bit behind, but he held that throttle open.
We're trying to get a replay. Production team, if you can hear my voice, please radio JT.
is okay. I see Clyde up there.
Production
Tell me the
radio
camera guy.
JT ASAP.
You what?
All right, as you can see, sitting on the line. Sitting on
Shout out to the very brave camera crew up there on the finish line. Definitely just got roosted when Danny went by.
Oh, man,
He looks
I
like
bet.
he's all right.
He was ducking for cover, I'm sure.
A brave
Yes.
soul.
Our brave cameraman who's just eating rocks up there. They have to wear like battle-tested army gear.
I hope he's
with
got
a metal
goggles
helmet.
on.
Like a full face shield welding helmet, you know.
Yeah. And we are waiting
Again, I see Clyde up there on the telephone, so we'll see if he
for
can.
the video finish.
Alex Ray's in the right lane. We're going to get these guys in the right lane. We're still waiting on our review. We want to make sure with all this money on the line, we want to make sure we got the proper footage with the correct look.
We don't know who got it just yet between Danny and Josh. We're trying to get the video to review. It was that close. What do you guys think of that?
A lot of moving parts in this bracket racing. These guys are doing a fantastic job.
Got Alex Sander and Chris Kaufman down there. Alex Sander racing a rib cage buggy. Chris Kaufman racing Showstopper. Both these guys had a pretty good drive. Chris Kaufman had a bit of drive. He's coming out of Oregon, part of that Team Oregon guys. Alex Sander again, he took his whole rib cage buggy and basically tore it all apart and rebuilt it this week. Repainted it even. Has a turbo on there, so huge shout out to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Looking.
All right.
Left lane, Danny Smith, the official. We had to take a close.
Danny
All
got
right.
it. It's official.
Sounds like Danny Smith got him.
Left lane, two.
But man, what a heck of a run
It
from
was.
Josh Cochran, just staying right in
Yeah.
there with him.
We'll be back.
Excellent,
You have
excellent
to go down
run.
to a video
All right.
production,
Here
you
to
know.
see Alex Ray. He is on the
I feel like that's like a drag race or a NASCAR race. You got to go back and watch the video, you know.
All right, here we go.
Man, side by side, both of these.
Oh, yeah, come on.
We've got Chris Kaufman in the left lane, Alex Sanders in the right.
Come on. Alex got him, I think.
I'm telling you, they're getting after it hard.
Again, Alex, both those buggies running
That was another
turbos.
close one.
Both of the buggies running turbos, so they both have quite a bit of power.
Just let JT. We're letting JT Taylor, our race director, make the official calls at the top. These are some close races.
JT, the
All
race
right.
director,
All right.
international race director, JT Taylor.
Campbell in the right lane, Martin Nero in the left.
We're waiting on the official
Which
call.
the first time they said international race director, I was like, haha. And then I was like, wait a minute, they have race in Europe and Australia and I mean China. They've raced in China. I'm like, so, you know, when you race on a half dozen different continents, it's technically you are the international race director. Like,
I guess you earned that title.
it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. And JT like lives on his cell phone. Like he's always talking to somebody, that or a radio. So huge shout out to JT for helping us out. one of the nicest guys you ever meet. Always wanted to help out racers, and one of the OG 13 racers too. So, he's one of the guys that helped get King of Hammers started. So, if you like Ultra 4 King of Hammers, shake JT's hand, say thanks.
Chris Kaufman taking the last match.
Oh, Chris Kaufman got
it.
Wow.
Once again, super close though. We're having to wait on JT and the others at the finish line to give us the official word on these.
Again, we got John Campbell in the Taz buggy and Mark Nero in the Maniac buggy, or the Mayhem buggy. I'm sorry. Again, he broke his transfer case earlier this week, so they put like a whole new transfer case in, got it all set up. He destroyed it on the first race.
Here they go.
Here
we go.
Oh, it's going to be another close one.
Here we go. Big job.
Oh, John Campbell, he got it.
Y'all get loud.
Just had him by a hair.
Alrighty, coming up. Shon Duran in the right lane, Sam Carter in the left lane.
Got Sam Carter coming out. He's been away this season. He owns a trucking company. He said they've been crazy busy. So he got to get out.
We haven't seen Sam Carter in a good while, have
So he was able to get some time off, came out for a concert earlier this week, goofed off, did some trail riding. So huge shout out to Sam Carter for coming out.
I believe over a 500-yard course how close these guys are at the top of this race. It is insane how hard they're going.
So huge shout out to all our helpers out here.
We got the courses clear. As soon as safety checks are done, we don't send anybody off the line here at MidAmerica without making sure every single piece of safety equipment is used and correct.
That's right. Joey's talking about the safety equipment. In a race like this, there is no excuse for not having every single piece locked in, tight, and everywhere it needs to be. Hans devices, 5-point harness, fire suits, full face helmet, eye protection, all of it. Oh, man! Oh! Sam Carter taking a bit of a lick there. And Shon Duran took that race.
He literally got knocked out.
Man.
And they don't call it knockout races for nothing.
Ticket on that one.
This is some exciting stuff, Matt.
It is absolutely insane.
Everybody's going to need to go, like, decompress in the pool after this.
I see.
I'm not going to lie. The fact that my dad's racing and the Avenger's going to be in there, like, it's a little more stressful.
Yes.
It adds a little more to it.
Knowing that there's another buggy flying in his direction.
Yeah.
Got Justin Wills pulling the line here.
All right. I'm excited to see this.
Justin Wheels and Kenneth Cozine.
We got a good matchup.
And I know both these guys are hardcore racers. Justin Wills, I got to hang out in the pool. He broke his buggy earlier this season. When I say broke it, I mean basically broke it in half. He broke everything at our
it was broke
at our Wildcat race, and I said, "What'd you have to fix?" And he basically just gave me a list of like 20 things. So
Tiffany, yes, Dad is
including he
lined up with Jess Reed a little bit later down our bouncer list here.
Let's make this thing
here we go.
10 times the size it is this year. Here comes the flag.
They're off. Oh, Kenneth just barely clearing that ledge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Looks like Justin's going to get it.
There we go.
Nice.
Justin Wills.
It's that whip.
It is.
It's the whip. It gives it a little extra oomph.
Justin Wills taking the win.
On this side.
Coming out the top. I know his daughter, who raced a 170 class this week, is going to be cheering him on.
Yeah, I think it's so fun to see the bouncer drivers. Like I know Adam's daughter raced as well in the 170s. It's fun to see them all getting involved. As a daughter whose dad got her into racing as well. Granted, I was a lot older than those girls are. I was too big for a 170 by that point.
And there's so little in the car. You see this little tiny car and like this giant head bobbling around in there.
But they're so serious too, and they're good.
Oh, yes.
Some of those are 170 drivers.
Yes, it's just so
they're
cute.
going to be something to see in a few more years.
Oh yeah,
sure.
just so cute to see him in this like little car with like this giant helmet, just kind of bobbling around in there. And they're not going super fast, so it's super cute to watch. And the kids have so much fun. All the racers were happy, and they seem like they're genuinely trying to get into the sport.
It's a great way to get your feet wet in racing as a kid for sure. Jay Stewart's on the right, Jonathan Shepard and Hatermaker on the left.
Again, this is going to be a really, really good race too. These guys are both hardcore racers.
And Ford Clay. Ford Clay making its debut this week at Visions earlier and on Tuesday and Wednesday in the hill climbs.
They're off. Here we go.
Jay pulling ahead. Oh,
man.
Jay Stewart's got it.
Jonathan Shepard, they said, broke a drive shaft. Man, that stinks.
He had some earlier. All this drone work out here with the production team, making these feats possible, making them extra cool from the air and riding with them. Doing a fantastic job. We hope everybody enjoys it. And all the work
that goes
guys. Into it, we appreciate every
Here's a good one. We've got Daniel Heckley and Matt Schisler.
Jay Stewart took that win.
What's up, Brian Bebo Watts? Shout out to the Rock Bouncer group on Facebook. They always come in, and Brian Bebo has been promoting the sport from a keyboard all weekend, sharing tons of status. He shares a lot of status with Bacons, helping out the sport, trying to answer guys' questions on what's going on. So he, in the Bouncer Life group, he shares a lot on the Facebook, talks about a lot of racers, how to get in the sport. He tries to come out to at least one race a year, help out, show out, have a good time. He's kind of a good old boy that really just loves the sport of off-road racing and is ultimately a fan, like all of us, a fan first and foremost and a racer second. So he does a great job supporting all of us and helping answer questions for new guys trying to get into the sport. So huge shout out to him. And again, like I started out not even doing it as in a full season. I started out doing it as a team. So that's another way if you guys wanted to get into, do some racing, you can set up, get a couple buddies together, pay an entry fee, do it as a team. And then we can all get a little experience. So that's kind of how me, Shon Cross, and my brother Nate Holt all started doing the Joe Dirt Rock Bouncer as a team. And then then obviously I was able, the next year, able to put together a bouncer myself and start racing. But so it was a lot of fun. In the team, you have little core guys to help you too. So huge shout out to those guys and the Bouncer Life group for helping answer questions. Looks like they're going to get him pulled off. Jonathan Shepard pulled off the course. He might be able to fix drive shaft depending on what's wrong with it. I know a lot of guys carry spare parts, but...
Hey, Mike, DC got second in the UTV class. It was Wade Goode, then DC, Thompson, and then Paul Wolfe for the UTV knockouts.
And again, like I said, these guys are out here putting on full tilt racing. They are not lifting even a little bit because I really don't think you can. There's no margin for error here.
You might as well have saved your entry fee.
Yes, yeah. This is
and just spectate it if you weren't planning on going all out.
As possible and still get him off the hill quickly, keep the show going.
Again, these are full tilt racing. There's no. Oh, I see. Dad's coming up in a racer or two. I'm kind of excited to see that new big blocks thing, you know. And again, I don't have rear steer, so every time I see your dad, I think of him doing the cyclones at the.
I'm not gonna lie, like we kind of wish there had been some sort of go up and turn around kind of thing here because the Avenger's good.
Yeah, his rear steer just works well. I remember first time I ever saw your dad just really getting in it with a buggy was at the Unlimited Off-Road Expo in Louisville doing cyclones, and I mean that buggy just like spins like nothing I've ever seen. And just like 2 minutes solid. Wow, wide open, smoke flying. And the best part was they had a trophy truck next to him. So you had two guys both just, doing cyclones.
Oh, they were doing the tandem cyclones on the blacktop out there.
It was awesome. It was just like every horsepower, every hot rod gearhead guy in America was watching that going, that's my kind of show there, It was so much fun. So I'm a little jelly of your dad in his rear steer. I'm gonna have to get that in the buggy at some point, just because he does such a great job at it.
Do it.
And when you see somebody whip down a corner, whip out, and come right back so quick, it's almost sexy. You're like, you gotta love that, So
it is fun. It's fun, and it's good to have. You don't need it always, and then this kind of racing, but.
Part of the show.
Why not?
It is a good time to have.
Take this downtown, meet some new people, ask them where they're from.
All right, I see Jake Pike
MidAmerica for Labor Day.
rolling on down, getting ready. Jake, no stranger to knockout racing here at MidAmerica. I believe this is the hill that they raced on Memorial Day.
Yes, I think it is. Some guys were talking about had raced this the ledges previously, so I think that's Matty Moon and Matt Schuster, maybe.
It's Daniel.
Daniel, okay.
Yeah, I believe that the Moons we're only doing the hill climbs this week.
Okay.
We're still working on getting Jonathan Shepard and Hatermaker off the hill. And then we'll keep rolling with our next matchup.
I said they started pulling him backward, and I think the drive shaft might have dug in or got hung up because now they're pulling him forward to get it released. So drive shafts, when they're not where they're supposed to be, can cause a lot of havoc. So, and again, speaking of havoc, I shout out to all the havoc racers here. I know we got 4 West Coast guys and a lady. I have 3 guys and a lady. Two ladies.
2 ladies, yeah.
Melissa Robertson.
Melissa Robertson is in the knockout race as well.
Again, I know the Moons came out here and they made all the shout out to all those guys for just making such a long trip here. We appreciate that. They keep telling us, you guys are going to come out to our Havoc series. And I said, but my vehicle, you guys in the rigs are so big, I would be like a micro machine. I'd be like, hey, everybody, I'm here to race. I don't know if I would fit in there. So, but then I've seen Maddie do pretty well, so I think maybe I'll do okay.
Well, it's definitely been fun having everybody. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier this week during the hill climbs, but having all the names and faces that we're familiar with, from Facebook and whatever, but being able to actually have everybody here in one place racing finally and meet in person and not just like, hey, I know I follow you on Facebook, whatever. That's been really fun. Having those all, having our West Coast off-road family come join us here at MidAmerica and seeing a couple of faces that we haven't seen in a while in racing. I know Sam Carter. Hadn't seen him out in a while. Even Matt Chisler, it'd been a few months since we'd seen him race, and several other drivers, Alex Sanders and hey, my dad, it was pulling out some drivers that we haven't seen in a while. So it's really fun. Great group of people here this week at MidAmerica.
And it is kind of funny. I remember the first time I went to Hammers, I got to meet all these West Coast people. We had been friends for years and commented on forums and talked back and forth and message. Never saw them in person. And usually most of us have a profile picture of our buggy. So it's like, what? That's your name? Oh my gosh, we're best friends online. We're best friends, So it's funny meeting people.
You look different in person.
Yes.
You're shorter than I thought you were.
Yeah. So the Sub-Zero buggy, the Sub-Zero buggy, they have built a new chassis. It's a Harley engine. They were here, and they have bought a lot of parts from Stan from Pranic Motorsports. We're standing there talking. Stan walks up and starts meeting him and said, hey, he puts his sticker and goes, hey, I have parts in this buggy. And the guy goes, oh my gosh, you're Stan. And so hey, they got to meet each other. Stan and Jody were there, and they thought it was super cool. He goes, I've never seen this. He goes, it's so much tinier in person.
So that's Wyatt Brown, and he actually called up my dad because my dad had built the Patriot with the motorcycle motor, and Wyatt saw some of that and was curious about it. And I don't think my dad and Wyatt had ever met in person either until a couple of days ago. Wyatt's like, hey, I called you up like a couple years ago or whenever that was. Like, Dad's like, well, did you ever make the buggy? Yeah, it's here. It's parked at the Max's trailer. Yeah. So then we had to go check that out. And so that was really cool, getting able to, put some names and faces finally together in one place and meeting in person.
And seeing a buggy with a Harley engine is kind of different, too.
Yeah.
Like,
that thing's pretty cool.
Okay. And it sounds like a Harley, but it looks like a buggy. So it's like your brain's kind of confused, you know? Yeah, it's super cool. It's super cool. I've seen your dad in that Patriot buggy. That thing.
You know, I drove the Patriot.
I think that
we were just playing around in it out on our trails. I don't know, a few weeks ago. Look, I don't drive stick real well. Like, definitely not enough to race. You know, like it just I don't have the experience with it to be able for it to be second nature to race with. But I did get in and drive the Patriot around, and that thing is fun. It doesn't have the horsepower. You know, it was built like 5 years ago or so before the UTV class grew to what it is now. So not quite the horsepower, but it's so low to the ground and in a wide stance, you can just sling it around any corner as fast as you want, and it's so stable and absorbs everything. It's really fun to drive.
And I was telling several people, if you could get some seat time, you could be almost surgical in that sucker. I mean, it's an insane little rig.
It barely has reverse, like really doesn't at all, and it doesn't steer real well. So Dad did race it at Dirty Turtle.
Yeah.
And he finished both hills. He had a little trouble getting around. One tree hung him up. And then we did take it around the track at Dirty Turtle too, though.
And again,
it's great for those corners. It doesn't quite have the power and speed for the straightaways, you know, to keep up.
Well, again, I'm sure that, you know, building anything like that completely from scratch, it takes a little bit of R&D, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's all experimental.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Like, hey, no one's ever done this. That's why I'm going to try it. You know, that's kind of the cool thing about trying something totally new that no one's ever done. Like, this could be awesome or it could fail miserably, but we're going to try it, see how it goes.
You know, that's one of the things it's fun about when you get this crowd together. So, like, we're friends with Jody and Stan, you know, and they had just gotten here yesterday when we were out watching the Ultra 4's cars run, and so we were hanging out with them up there in the pavilion, and Dad and Jody both started talking about the ideas that they've had for an electric race car, you know, and just bouncing around, how you could do this and that. It's just fun to listen to the engineering ideas that go into, you know, all these one-off custom builds and what you can do, you know, with a little creativity.
And again, then you can take it out and try it and figure out what works and what doesn't. And, you know, I'm sure we're going to see, I know they had their first ever electric vehicle this year at King of Hammers. So we're going to see how that develops. And obviously I think they did a great job promoting that and seeing how it's cool and different and new and exciting. So we'll see how that evolves. And I think we will see some electric stuff in the sport later on.
Yeah. My dad's been talking about that for a couple of years. It's tricky, you know.
It is.
But it's bouncing around. It's getting there.
It is. And again, like I said, it's kind of interesting just to see, you know, how it's evolving in the sport and obviously anytime you have anything new, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve and figuring, you know, doing some R&D, figuring out what works, what doesn't. Obviously, Tessa has a pretty good idea.
I just think it's cool to see what a dude in his shop with a welder can come up with, you know, get some buddies together or whatever and put your heads together.
And I've seen some bouncers that started out that way that turned out to be amazing bouncers just because some guys would hey, we can do that, you know?
Well, and then you've got places like the Busted Knuckle Shop who've just perfected, you know, the bouncer building. You got both ways that you can go, and both are awesome and put out some really cool vehicles. So, yeah, that's something that I always enjoy, just hearing all the ideas that are bandied around, you know.
And I've seen some of the trophy truck guys playing around with the electric stuff as well. So, and obviously not a lot of place to recharge in the desert. So, you know, seeing how they're evolving.
Yeah, Jody was telling us about one of the how they swap out batteries and have like a whole like winch cable, like zip line set up to sling them in and out. You know, it's crazy the stuff you can come up with. But like snowmobile motors.
Yeah,
my dad's from Wisconsin, so you know he grew up on snowmobiles, and so he's been talking for a while about trying to build something with a snowmobile motor in it.
These guys racing in the same area, both from Missouri.
Part of that Perryville Mafia crew. Looks like our track's getting clear.
All right, I'm not exactly sure what Jonathan Shepard did to Hatermaker. Besides, I don't know how the drive shaft caused him that much trouble, but we got him off the track now. That's what counts.
Again, hopefully he can get it put back together for the next pass. If not, his day will be over. But
when you see the buggy swinging in the air like that, that's disheartening.
It's pretty sad when you have to load it that way. It's kind of embarrassing.
About the same as getting scooped up in your UTV off the course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a little yeah. Not the highlight of the day.
I wish I had a GoPro in there. We had GoPros, but they all fell off while we were driving.
Course is clear. We're ready to rock.
All right, Daniel Heckley and Matt Schisler. They're sitting down there roasting in the sun. I'm sure they're ready to roll.
Just baking in the sun. Looks like we're trying to get a course clear.
We're ready to go, Shorty.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Matt taking a rough bounce. And Daniel got him.
Get a crazy run. Those guys were bouncing all over the place. Daniel Heckley was able to, in the smoked out buggy, was able to squeak past Matt in the bad influence buggy. So huge shout out to them.
All right, we've got Jess Reed in the right lane and Chad Molitor in the Avenger in the left lane.
Big time here.
All right.
I'm a little nervous.
Again, this is Bree's dad, so we got to cheer him on.
Right this moment. Ready to go. Just Reed.
It's been a while since the Avenger has seen some knockout racing.
This is Bree Molitor's race partner and father sitting on the line. I like this buggy. They just went through a Ford on it the past year or so.
Added a whole lot more horsepowers.
It hasn't been raced in knockout since we added the big block, or since we swapped the out for the big block. So
See how it goes. And again, with some of this style racing, it's not even how much power, it's how smooth you can be.
Sitting there on pins and needles, ready to see what her daddy's about.
Chad's a pretty
to
good
show
veteran racer, so this should go pretty well.
He's been calm and relaxed all weekend. Here we go.
Here we go.
come on, Pops.
Very smooth.
Very smooth.
Oh. Easy does it.
Come on.
Got it.
Out the top, Bree Molitor taking the win.
All right, there's one down.
Yeah.
Teaching matters more than anything else out here sometimes.
Good job, Pops.
Right there, go uphill and just walk right
Again,
down
super
hill.
smooth run.
Right past it.
You got to be fast, but you also got to be smooth.
Bracket, Chad Molitor moving on. This matchup right here. Am I right when I say this is Shelby's first time racing the new buggy? Is this Shelby's first go?
Woo, y'all. I feel like I just raced the buggy. I got the adrenaline.
No, wait. She said second time. Okay. First time ever knockout racing.
All right.
First time ever knockout racing.
Shelby St. Clair.
Yes.
First ever knockout race.
In the outlaw
And
buggy.
he drew none other than Jake Pike.
Oh, man.
Knockout king.
You know Shelby's going to give it everything he's got.
Oh, yeah.
Just so y'all know,
That's Karma. Is that right? Is that what he named that? Karma?
I think so.
And our thoughts and our hearts go out to Wes King as he's still in recovery from his accident. But we're not going to pass that crown until he tells us to.
They're talking about Wes Keene. Shout out to Wes Keene. He's home. He's healing. Doing well. Wes Keene's healing up.
All right.
I was talking to someone that knows him and lives in town, chit-chat to them. They said, I said, well, how? I said, you think you get back into racing? I said, I know he's the guy that does. They said, oh, he's already riding a side-by-side around the shop. I'm like, that's what I like.
Exit it and restart because it's not where they need.
Are we ready up top? Let's do it.
And they're off.
Here we go.
Jake's taking the lead, but man, Shelby.
Oh!
There. Look at
Holy cow.
Shelby St. Clair came from behind and never
Well done, Shelby.
raced.
Shelby St. Clair in the outlaw buggy getting with it. And then
You know Shelby's feeling pretty good
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. I would be too.
After this matchup pulling to the line, we're going to jump to the losers bracket.
Jake had a couple bobbles and still launched out the top.
Losers round, and we're going to see who moves on.
All right, guys, that means we've got Jeff Roberts in the left lane and Melissa Robertson in the right.
All right. Melissa Robertson in that right-hand lane.
Mark, Jake definitely did get some serious air trying to launch through that finish line. There are going to be some good photos come out of this race.
And Melissa Robertson, our only female competitor, she runs the Havoc series, runs 2.5-ton axles. Her buggy is very heavy. She's running some big tires, has quite a bit of horsepower. Jeff Roberts, extremely light chassis, has quite a bit of horsepower, running a turbo, so we'll see how this goes.
It's been a lot of fun watching Melissa race. We got to see her race with the SRS back at Windrock earlier this year, and she, of course, traveling all the way from the Oregon area. And she put on a heck of a show in the hill climbs Tuesday and Wednesday.
Whoa!
She's in the crew. She's okay.
She's good.
They're going to need a crane. Jeff Roberts getting finished out.
We're going to make sure she's good. We got the excavator.
So we're talking about how heavy her buggy is.
First person that didn't clear today.
I think that
she's going to be okay. We got a thumbs up!
Melissa's good. We've got the thumbs up. We have our first carnage on the jump so far for today.
Again, pretty crazy run. She almost made it, didn't quite clear it.
Man, this woman is fearless, though.
She has no fear. Again, being that she is such a heavy buggy.
Jeremy Burgess and Josh Cochran on the line. And after that matchup will be Alex Ray and Mark Nero. Alex Ray and Mark Nero on deck.
I think after this, we're going to head over to the loser bracket and go to there. Yeah, very, very heavy buggy. That's the only downside. Obviously, for the Havoc series, they have to have such a heavy buggy. That way it holds together, because those guys do some absolutely insane stuff. So they need to have an extremely durable buggy. So obviously, to have something durable, you have to have big, heavy-duty parts. So
Jeremy Burgess.
looks like she's out getting everything checked out, trying to make sure you get hooked back together and flip back over.
As we go.
Good huge shout out to our West Coast guys. They made that long trip to get out here.
On hand and ready for the water gap jump.
I see Bill out there trying to get everything hooked up. Some of our camera crews out there.
If there's anybody here at MidAmerica right now watching the live show and watching in person, I have been asked to announce that a GoPro came off of the Avenger. And if anybody finds one out on the course, it would be greatly appreciated.
Yes.
If you could bring it back to me or anybody else you see that's in race production.
And a lot of people usually find the GoPros, they go and watch the footage, they go, oh, I know this is. I see the color of the buggy, I know this is.
Yeah, we had trouble with those mounts in the short course race too.
Yeah.
They weren't hanging on real well. So yeah, if you're out here, you're watching, you find a GoPro, come throw it at me later. Appreciate it.
Looks like they're getting their drug back up. Again, I don't see anything hanging down, so hopefully the buggy's okay. Again, I know, like I said, she runs the Havoc series. Very, very durable buggies. Very big, beefy parts. So they can kind of take a blast from about anything and still keep on going.
Of knockout, way Goode. It's the first time that's ever happened. Somebody to win that many of our knockouts. We normally only do 1 to 2 a year at most. Been doing it for a few years now. Each time we do it a little differently, but this has been a fun track out here today. I think the buggy's intact. We'll be able to drive away, hopefully.
What's up, Eric?
Jeremy Burgess on that line.
Shout out again, as always, to our recovery crew for working so hard all week, being so quick on their feet for all these events, and being ready and willing to help for anybody that needs it. I see Bill Blaisdell out there. I know we had the Point One crew helping out for much of the week, and many, many others. Keith Toolman out here. So huge shout out and thanks to all of those guys. We wouldn't be able to do any of this without having the recovery crew that we do.
And Keith is a very dedicated guy, comes to all of our races. He actually missed a few for the first time in like 10 years this year because he was hospitalized for like 45 days because of COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, he was not doing well. And they kept wanting to put him on a event, and he said, "No, I'm not going on an event. I don't care."
That gap's roughly 37 foot, kind of uphill.
Huge shout out to Keith for helping us out so much. I told him every time he helps me, I need to give him a little money for my AAA rated package to come help tow me back. And his wife splashed me and got my hair all wet. I said, "It's okay. All the times you got your hair ruined by all the dust by him towing me back to the trailer, you probably owe me at least a few of those." And they all started laughing. So his wife and him are very supportive. Come out, and he doesn't get a dime. He comes out. He's super supportive. Gets tons of help. Helps all the racers. Has all the tools you need, including an Umbro welder, which I've used multiple times to weld things back to get it on the trailer at least. So. He doesn't carry a welding helmet, so usually we just get some sunglasses and a newspaper and kind of make it work.
Oh my gosh.
It's cardboard. We use some cardboard, We've done all kinds of crazy stuff. So, Keith is a really great guy, helps out all the racers and tools. He has some bolts on there. We put bolts, just to hammer bolts back in stuff. So.
Matt, you brought these Reese's Puffs for us to share, right?
I did. I brought a whole bucket full of snacks.
All right.
Although I do see some powdered donuts down there.
That's why I keep you around, Matt. I kid.
So we're going to jump to this next one. And we're going to go back because Jeremy's still getting seated up. And Bubby's good to go. We'll just give him some time. Melissa was getting out of the way. We'll go ahead and run one as soon as she's out of the way officially. We just got horrible news. Shelby St. Clair is out of the race.
No!
Shelby has broke something in the buggy. He's not able to carry on.
Oh no! Shelby St. Clair is out of the race after he had an epic run.
I know. Comes out, sets a blazing race, and then unfortunately broke something. So, for those of you who don't know, that is the old Outlaw buggy, it weighs about 3,500 pounds, 3,400 pounds, and that's about 1,000 pounds lighter than most of the bouncers. So that's awesome. It goes a lot faster. The only downside to having a very light bouncer is sometimes you'll break a little easier than some of the other guys. So it's kind of that teeter-totter effect is you want to be light but not light enough to where you break stuff. So I know Larry Krogh.
Light but strong.
Yes, so Larry Krogh, Jeff Roberts, a couple of those guys are really light duty. The only downside is you do tend to break stuff a little bit more. So
we're ready up top.
All right, we got Mark Nero and Alex Sanders. This is our first matchup in the losers bracket.
Oh!
It's gonna be a tight one.
Oh!
Cutting him off.
And these are both.
Alex has took it.
Alex in the ribcage buggy.
Unfortunately, has been eliminated.
Man, again, both those guys are super hardcore racers. Alex and Mark are both kind of good old boys that absolutely put it down. So I knew that was going to be a good race.
And Joey said they're not encouraging anyone to, ram or run into each other. But once you make it past this jump, obviously for safety reasons, we don't want anyone getting tangled up coming into the jump. Stay in your lane, but once you're over the jump, here's what you got to do. Get to the top.
And we've seen a little bit of that rub in his racing so far today. So I have a feeling as we get close to that winner's area, we are going to see a little bit more.
Is this Josh Cochran and Jeremy Burgess?
I believe so.
Here they come.
Oh, Josh out the.
Coming.
Jeremy is done.
Oh, his buggy broke again. He lost steering. Josh Cochran going to easily take it.
But still not letting up.
Oh man, Jeremy lost steering, and there is no way you want to hit this jump in this hill
On the line.
without steering.
Yes. Yeah, you want to be.
Next matchup will be Jess Reed and Jake Pike.
We've got Sam Carter on the right and Kenneth Cozy on the left now.
Again, that's going to be a good race. Both those guys are pretty hardcore.
Keep the dust out. Or if they fall off.
You couldn't tell.
We need like more caffeine today.
Here it comes. Sam Carter.
Oh, here we go.
Gotta
That's
be close, guys.
Come on, Kenneth.
neck and neck.
Oh, there.
Oh!
Kenneth Cozy.
Took a bad bounce and launched it into the air. Unfortunately, Sam was able to squeak past him at that point. Pull out the win.
Move on.
Man, that stinks.
All right. Jess Reed and Jake Pike on the line.
All right. That's Jess Reed and Jake Pike now.
Here we go. Get Sam running a TC built buggy. That was TC's trail rookie built, so Sam bought it and then put a massive supercharger on it. And did very well with it.
Drivers, in your buggy to the top of the hill. We got to get moving as fast as we can.
We're keeping things rocking and rolling here in the knockout races. We mentioned it earlier, but there is no time to make any repairs. You know, if something happens in one heat, unless you can do it within a couple minutes, you're pretty much out of luck. This is a fast-paced race right here today.
Yeah, and again, Sam literally just finished that, pulled back around and is running again.
So we are all the way through with our winners bracket. We are halfway through our losers bracket.
And Danny Smith. Adam Kutz and Danny Smith.
Poor Adam. Nobody ever gets his name right.
I was just thinking that.
Adam Coots. All right, looks like Sam got a little confused on if he was supposed to be in this one or not. This is Jake Pike on the left and Jess Reed on the right.
We're ready for another one.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Jake wasn't necessarily expecting Shelby St. Clair to have such a great smooth run and just kind of blow right past him.
Oh, man. Jake Pike's going to easily take it.
Jess Reed didn't even make the jump. Not sure what happened there. Jake Pike clearly taking this one.
Didn't feel right. Didn't want to take the jump.
I'm not sure.
Right. Adam Kurtz and Danny Smith on the line.
Not sure if there's a mechanical issue there or it just wasn't lined up right. And again, that's a big jump to not hit something
Yeah,
right.
That's not something you want to hit unless you got your
All right,
line.
Adam Kurtz and Danny Smith after that.
So far, Jeremy Burgess, Mark Nero, Kenneth Cozy, and Jess Reed are out. And it sounds like Shelby St. Clair, even though he won his heat, has some breakage. So he is also out.
Not sure what he ended up breaking. It's unfortunate to win your heat and then break something.
Adam Coots is on the right. Let's see who he ends up against. Should be Danny Smith, I believe.
Danny Smith on the line.
Miles, have you ever watched knockout racing before?
This is my first time watching this knockout racing. It's absolutely phenomenal what these guys and gals are doing. That first little jump's pretty wild. The side-by-side action right up this hill is absolutely amazing. I mean, this is a different style, and it's wild. That was a fun run. Jake Pike, one of the fairly local to myself, he put down a pretty good show.
And he wasn't leaving anything after losing that first run. He was absolutely not going to lose that second one. And again, some of our drivers have headsets so they can talk to their crew. If Jake had a headset, I'm sure his crew is saying, hey, you got this, don't worry about it. They didn't make the jump. So So it looks like they're getting them all lined up.
Eric Hagan had an announcement. Racers, we need you to stay in your onesies. Stay dressed for the race.
In your one. Here it goes.
Danny Smith and Adam Coombs.
Oh, man.
Tire to tire.
Danny Smith made the right
Tire on top of tire.
forcing Adam to shut
Landed
down.
on top of him,
That was a
essentially.
risky move, but it paid off. All right, on the line, Chris Cochran.
Has anybody ever made a buggy named Risk
and John
Business?
Campbell.
We should, though.
Because I feel like that would be a great name.
Especially
Chris
for this.
Cochran and John Campbell.
Risky
sitting on the
business.
line.
Don't
Get
somebody
to the
go
bottom of the
stealing
hill.
that now. I want credit for that. Unless it's already out there, of course.
As soon as these buggies leave the line, you need to be sitting on the start. We'll be ready to rock. After this matchup, Shon Duran and Justin Wheels.
I'm not sure if he has a...
Shon Duran and Justin Wheels, go ahead and make your way over to the bottom of the hill.
All right, Chris Kaufman is in the
I
right
think Adam
lane.
broke something in his steering. When Denny landed on him, I think he broke something in his steering.
8 o'clock tonight. Talk about the monster truck and the jump.
All right.
8 p.m. tonight.
Looking for Shon and Justin.
Here we go.
All right. Chris Kaufman, John Campbell. Chris on the right, John on the left.
Racing partners are about to show down after the matches.
And y'all be sure to keep watching tonight at 8 o'clock. It's the Mega Truck Show, Monster Truck Show, and of course, the attempt at the Monster Truck World Record Jump.
And these are both turbo buggies.
Sounding good, neck and neck.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like John Campbell
John Campbell takes it in the tires.
was able to bump him right out of there.
So-
second ledge, they can make that advantage of and cut them off.
So I was just getting ready to say that. So I think the last 3 runs we've seen the guy in the left lane get there. He gets to that first ledge faster, and when he lands in front of the other guy.
John Duran.
And it's almost impossible to climb over the next buggy.
Pulling down, getting ready.
So
Oh, they are. They're both in their backup buggies. Ain't that cool? They're racing Showstopper and Smoke.
it'll be interesting to see that trend follow with them launching. The last 3 buggies have all launched in front of them, and obviously you can't climb over a buggy, so you're almost guaranteed to win. And obviously Adam Kuntz is broken out, so that may be coming into that strategy play.
Off to the side there.
All right, this is Shon Duran on the right and Justin Wheels on the left.
And Justin Wills' buggy's hard to tell because it's a giant purple buggy. Like, it's really hard to pick out, you know? And his shirts are pink and purple. His truck is pink and purple. His Easy Up is labeled
Don't
pink and
forget,
purple. Like,
after this, we're going to be barbecue racing.
Here we go.
2 to 4 over here on the barbecue field. Dig it deeper.
oh, yeah, got Foreman. He rolled him over. Oh,
It's got
oh, man.
What is happening?
Check out Justin.
Man,
That was a matchup.
man, that is crazy.
I think that's the first time I've seen him get knocked over and just pushed out of the
Yes,
way.
yes. Kind of cut in. He had the lead, cut in front of him a little bit, picked a little bit smoother line, and when he was there, got bumped and rolled over.
Whew. This is intense, y'all.
It is very
This is
intense.
intense.
It was crazy.
Brooks, Weston Anderson is going for the Monster Truck record tonight.
Yeah. Son of Dennis Anderson.
Oh yes, that Anderson name is well known in the Monster Truck world.
If anybody has orange paint, I need some orange paint. Bring it to me up here. You'll get a reward.
Try to get Justin Wills flipped back over and get him out of there.
All righty.
Get super bummer.
See Justin walking around up there. He's all good.
Jay Storts in that right.
I don't know about his buggy.
Daniel Hickley in the left. Next up,
You know, it might not have even been that hard on it.
Going to be receiving a bye round. No, I'm sorry. Since Shelby's out, Jeff Roberts will move up. We'll be squaring off Jeff Roberts and Chad Mulder.
Uh-oh. We know that name.
Oh.
Jeff Roberts and Chad Mulder.
Your dad's pretty fast, but Jeff's pretty fast and light, so we'll see how that plays
It's
out.
going to be interesting.
Speaking of fast and light, shout out to Larry Krogh, who's not here this weekend. He had a pretty good rollover, so
We know Larry would have been out here all over this.
He'd have been all over it.
Had a smoking run coming from behind, smooth as butter, just coming right on up this hill.
Man, that stinks.
It was a lot of fun to watch. We got a lot more spectators out there, Leah. We hope y'all can hear us having a good time.
Man, that stinks.
So as I was saying,
So Jay Storts and Daniel Heckley are on the line down there.
Jason said, if we're going to do it, we're going to do something crazy.
Yes.
They're both in their, what we're used to seeing them in. Their original, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess original.
Buggies, I guess.
Got a little bit of hay and some soft underneath.
Smoked out.
You're going to slide your way down into the water.
Yeah, they're both in their backup buggies, is what they were saying.
$7,000 in payouts on the line. If you need
Must be kind of handy
there's a few laps up
to have a secondary bouncer.
Get your power wheels. We've already
Especially when you're racing multiple events this week, like a lot of these drivers have done.
And when it's your father-in-law, I think you want to beat him even more. You know?
True.
You know, like, hey, what's up, Dad? I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat your pants off. You know, like, I'm sure there was lots of trash talking around the camp last night, you know? Again, they're part of that Perryville Mafia crew. Justin Wills looks like he's back together. Again, a couple weeks ago, he had to cut the whole front of the buggy off to get it going.
Justin is off. I think he's okay. Hopefully Justin can make it into the next round. Is Adam Coates out? I need to know if Adam is going to be out.
By the way,
Course is clear.
shout out to MidAmerica for these super awesome shirts we have on. They're like the fishing shirts, and they're like this perfect baby blue.
I know, and they can't even see us. We're going to have to take a picture. Oh, y'all, this is going to be a good one. I don't even know.
That was literally, I think they cleared the jump at the exact same time.
Daniel!
Oh, man.
Daniel got it. Oh, man, that was close, though.
That was insane.
Jay was just bouncing through the finish line.
He was literally just bouncing through everything. And they were like neck and neck, even up to the first ledge.
Jeff Roberts.
Here we go.
Chad down the hill.
All right.
Chad had a smoking pass.
Chad Molitor on the right, Jeff Roberts on the left. Wow, this is stressful. Exciting.
Yes.
But a little bit stressful.
Yes. Just a tad. You're just watching your dad hurl a bouncer through the air while racing another guy hurling his bouncer through the air.
No big deal.
You know, no big deal.
But he's got that chicken wire on there, so you know.
Yeah, that makes it all better, right? It's double wrapped. It's double wrapped, so we're fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Course is clear. He's ready for another one. Oh, yeah.
And they're off.
Still. Chad Muller to come in smooth right here. Watch him.
Easy, Pop. Come on, Pop. Go.
Uh-oh.
He knows how to knock out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's sneaky. He plays Mr. Nice Guy, but he's ugly on the track.
That is awesome.
What a race.
It is so funny. My dad's such a mild-mannered guy.
Yeah.
I mean, and then he comes out here, though.
Very
and like,
polite.
that aggressive driver in him just comes out. It's fun to watch. And, you know, he's a financial advisor. He's investment planning.
Yes.
That's what my dad and my brother both do. So yeah, a lot of their clients or, you know, friends or whatever, like, so do you golf? You know, like, what do you do for a hobby? Like, no, something a little more exciting, actually.
Crash him.
You know, like an alter ego.
Yes. I have this buggy that I violently crash on the most crazy course ever.
My brother riding
We just
down
got
with him.
confirmation. Adam Coots just got welded on the hillside. He's coming right.
Adam Goode is
awesome.
welded up on the hillside. He's still in it.
Heck yeah. That's that never die rock bouncing thing. He said, "Hey, you know what? We got a welder. We'll take care of this." That is so awesome. So Adam had broke something in the steering, I believe. They pulled it up on the hill. Keith pulled the rig up there, fired up the welder. They welded the buggy back together, and now he's going to go around and make another pass. So huge shout out for Adam for that never die attitude and being able to jump in and get things done, being that problem solver. And thanks to Keith for helping get the buggy put back together.
They're putting some last-minute welds. Look at the team up here popping welds.
There's like 12 of them up
They
there.
ain't even got no shield. They're welding with their eyes closed.
Oh my gosh.
That's how I do it anyways.
That's all.
Some of that good old country engineering.
Yeah. You get an old welder, he don't even need to see it. He can just feel it, you know? My grandfather, Dave Holt Sr., welded for years. All right, we got Alexander and Chris
Here
Kaufman.
they come.
Both of them are turbo buggies. Oh, man.
It's looking good for Chris.
Oh, man!
Oh,
Got it.
What a jump!
again, both of those are
That was
turbo.
awesome. Chris
Those
Kaufman
are
took it
both
out
turbo
of the
buggies.
out of the
Alex Sanders and Chris Kaufman.
Sam Carter.
Angie Bacon says, try having 3 doing it
Oh,
free.
my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, no, that might be a little too much.
Angie prays a lot, I promise you. She's what we call a praying mother.
It's already hard enough. I mean, we're invested in all of these
Yes.
drivers. You know, we always, it's our off-road family.
Yes.
But when it's your family
Family.
too, that's just a whole nother level.
Justin had a
She's what we call a praying mother.
digging deeper.
All right, I think Sam Carter is coming up. We'll find out who he's up against.
I think we're heading back to our losers bracket now. We just ran through our winners bracket for the second time.
Yes, Alex and Chris was back to the losers bracket.
All right.
All right, guys, this is not the only racing that is happening today. At 2 o'clock, the Barbie Jeep downhill races that I believe have some sort of spectacular finale into a pond, a pool, something. Nothing's ever halfway done here at MidAmerica Outdoors.
large body of
It's
water.
going to be exciting. Let's just say that. Last night on the stage, Dennis Anderson recruited someone from the crowd to be his sponsored racer for the Barbie Jeep race. So that kid's he's an adult,
Yes.
but he was excited as a kid. Going to be in a Gravedigger.
Power
it's
wheels.
not a Barbie Jeep if it's
Yeah.
Gravedigger, I guess, but y'all know what I mean. And let's see, Joey recruited a woman. No, it wasn't Joey.
Trip.
Brad recruited a woman. We had 3 teams up there. And then Joey said he wanted a big old boy on his team.
Get that weight.
So we've got a couple of sponsored drivers, racers, whatever they are, in the Barbie Jeep downhill. And I know that there is quite a good cash prize on the line. And I have seen there's like a slip and slide tarp out there. It's this whole big thing. It's not just, a little dirt hill.
It looks insane enough to where we might see an ER trip. It looks crazy.
Well, yeah, hopefully not. Let's hope not. It's going to be fun to watch, though, for sure. So that is coming said this afternoon after the knockout races.
Here we go.
Sam Carter and Justin Wheels off the line.
Oh! Yep. Sam Carter and Justin Wills.
Sam got it.
Sam Carter pulls out the win over Justin Wills. Again, Justin Wills just got his buggy put back together after literally breaking it in half almost. So he's been doing a ton of work to that. So he said his family said we didn't really see him that much during that time. So we're glad to have him back. Sam Carter again.
So Justin is out now.
Man, that stings. Sam Carter advances on for the win.
Alex Sanders is out. Kenneth Cozy, Mark Nero, Jeremy Burgess, Jess Reed, Shelby St. Clair, and I might be missing one or two. I'd say we're about halfway through or more. Getting down to the nitty gritty. But also tonight, 8 o'clock, y'all be watching for the Mega and Monster Truck Show, and then of course the record that is going to be attempted by Weston Anderson.
Adam Coates is welded up. We're putting him on the line right now.
Literally, they got Adam welded. He pulled down the hill and pulled up to the line.
Storts. And Matt Schisler. Matt Schisler will be in the right-hand lane. Jay Storts will be in the left-hand lane. All right, we're looking for the all clear. All right, we're ready to roll with this one. This is going to be a good matchup. Josh Cochran.
Oh, here we go.
Josh Cochran and Adam Coots.
Oh, Adam broke. Adam broke.
Front of Adam Buggy is lost. He ain't got no steering. Josh Cochran with the win!
Man, Josh Cochran beats Adam Coots. When he landed from the jump, you could see the wheel snap sideways.
I just heard that's the opposite side from what they welded. He does both sides now.
Man, that stinks. Man, that stinks.
Woo, tough day for Adam Coots. All right, let's see who we've got coming up next.
We got a little bit of heat on the hillside, so we're just going to let Adam lead over. Now give it up for Adam Coates as he leads the bar.
Okay, huge shout out to our MidAmerica staff here, getting us all straightened out, helping us out.
Matt Schisler in the right-hand lane.
Trying to get Adam lined up to help him get out of here. Again, I'm not sure what he broke exactly.
Jay Storts and Matt Schisler are getting lined up down below. This will be a good one.
Matt Schisler in the right-hand lane. Jay Storts in the left-hand lane. We got emotions running high out here, but we're not going to tolerate no craziness.
All right, looks like we're getting...
Well, the good news is Adam has a rear
off the
steer.
hill.
Adam has rear steer, so he's still able to actually kind of steer the buggy halfway. And going down this part, hopefully they can get it out of there. And I think he does have the front right wheel turns, just not the front left.
We're going to scoop him up.
Oh, they're going to scoop him up.
Track, and then we're going to be ready to roll with our next match.
That is a lot of buggy for a skid steer to pick up.
Matt Schisler right lane, Jay Storts in the left lane.
All right, Matt Schisler and Jay Storts. What do you think, Matt?
I don't know. Matt Schuster has a lot of buggy, but Jay Storts is also a heck of a driver.
This will be a good lineup.
We were talking wheel speed because again we have this big jump, but we were all kind of comparing wheel speed and what we're all geared for. Matt said he's geared for like 105 mile an hour.
Okay, that's excessive
But
for rock bouncing.
But when you're like 1,400 horsepower,
to be expected.
You can do it. You can do it. My buggy,
My buggy would not. It would not end well.
I like seeing that bouncer come down the hill with an umbrella on it.
Yes, that's a man who's been in the sun before. So, Jay, a heck of a driver. Again, just got his new Ford Play. Again, make sure you get the D in there. Ford Play built. So, he got it out, did a little playing with this weekend, brought the backup buggy with Showstopper. And
we got these guys off to the side.
Again, Matt out here in the Bad Influence. Those who know Matt know that is actually what Matt's title should be for him, Bad Influence. He went
from bad attitude to bad
Let's
influence.
get him cranked up. We're
Yeah,
about
and
ready
he
to
usually
roll.
has a great attitude, but he always has a bad influence. So I feel like this is way more appropriate. And again, Matt's buggy just screams. 4.0 Whipple supercharger on top of a big
Course is
motor.
clear.
Here we go.
We are ready to go. Recovery team killing it out here.
Oh, man.
Max Sisler with the win! I need Jake Pike and Jeff Roberts. Coming to the line.
All right, Matt Sisler took that one. We've got Jake Pike and Jeff Roberts up
We're going to have
next.
a battle. After that, we're going to jump back over to the winner's bracket, and we're going to be ready to rock. Danny Smith and John Campbell, the reject shootout.
So this next two guys pulled up are both very light, and they both have a lot of power. So this is going to be a great run. I'm not sure. I would say Jeff Roberts may be a little bit lighter than Jake Pike, just because Jake's running a big block and Roberts is running an LS.
Fordzilla ain't got no rear end, though.
It's true. It's true. it's a no booty.
She's a little flat back there.
Yes, it's a no
She's
booty.
a flat bottom girl.
And Jake has a big block, a lot of forward power. Jeff has a turbo, which takes a little longer to spool up, but does have quite a bit more power. So we'll see how that unfolds here shortly. Yeah, I was like trying to clean my screen off so I can respond to comments. It's a little bit dusty. Yes, Taylor. Yes, can't forget the D. Yes, D is the most important. Yes. Yeah, Macon County, Missouri boys. Here we go.
Here we go. Jeff and Jake.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Oh, this is going to be
They're
close.
side by side.
Oh, man.
Oh!
Open. Got him.
Jeff bounced up a little bit higher, and Jake was able to capitalize on that. So, man, Jake just squeaked by him, barely. Again, too light, two very high horsepower buggies, very light buggies. So
Jake's no stranger to knockout.
Oh, no. And Jake's okay with bumping a little bit, too, I think. Jake's okay with a little rubbing his racing.
Jake Pike taking the win on that pass. Y'all give it up for Jake Pike. Danny Smith and John Campbell.
It is true. It is. Yes.
We're going to get this done.
Yes. Can't forget the D. Miles was talking yesterday, and Chip McLaughlin, part of the Rufus Racing team, came in on the pole, and he's like, Chip is setting that pole on fire. Chip later on was like, hey, you might want to setting the pole on fire. He's like, maybe, but he really did. He actually came out and blistered that. Lost brakes. Lap 4, he said he lost brakes for the rear and had a little bit of front brakes. Was able to put the buggy on the podium, came in second. Zandy, part of the Rufus Racing team as well, came in third. So huge shout out to all the Ultra 4 guys that came out and absolutely. Tad Dalker won it. Thank you. Again, came in. That was your podium finishers yesterday for the Ultra 4 4400 class. Again, and it looked like they were just having fun. Some of those big high bank ovals, like they were just having a blast, I think.
Right lane.
Here we go. This is going to be a big race.
Good to go.
It's Danny Smith and John Allen Campbell.
Pretty
Oh! And a huge launch for Taz.
Danny
man.
We're checking on John, making sure he's okay.
He aired it out, and I think kind of.
Medic. Y'all just a second. That was a very high come down at a sudden stop. We're just going to check on him real quick right here.
Again, flew up in the air and kind of landed on the tree. Again, I'm sure he got his bell rung pretty good, probably.
Yeah, that was a pretty straight up launch off that ledge.
It was a huge launch, and I think he landed in the tree or on the tree.
And even with all your safety equipment on, that can still knock the wind out of you.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Some of that, and again, you bottom out hard on one of those, even though they're dirt, you bottom out hard, it packs in, and you feel it, I promise. So it looks like they're talking to him. Again, also, it could have snapped maybe his neck or his back. Again, we also wear a lot of safety gear. We have SFI-rated fire suits, Hans Device helmet, but your body still takes a pretty good beating in some of these races, especially when you're racing over and over and over again. And they were neck and neck, so you kind of have to commit fully there. Again, I know
this is a lot of rounds of racing. Usually when we do a hill climb, it's 2 hills.
Yes.
And that's it.
Where these, if you're winning, you can race between 9 and 11 times. That's a lot of abuse on yourself.
Everybody just hang tight while we get word on John Campbell right here.
Again, I know Audrey's out here. She came in yesterday. They did a little pool time. He's got a big crew here with him.
Checking him out as he landed a little awkward out there.
He brought a pretty good crew with him too. Danny Smith driving up there to check it out.
All right, guys, who is planning on watching the Barbie Jeep downhill racing that's happening after this?
Danny Smith last night, we're hanging out a little bit. He wanted to buy me dinner. I told him no. He said, I'll fight you for it. But his wife was there, so I let him pay,
Well, Zach says if Danny Smith wins this knockout race, he needs to get in a Barbie Jeep and get a hat trick.
Yes. It looks like Jake Pike's heading up there to check it out as well. That's one thing I love about our sport. Some of the guys, literally, the guy that races against you is one of the first guys to come up and go, hey, are you okay? Look,
there's competition out here, no doubt. Everybody's competitive. They're racers. They want to win. But at the end of the day, they're buddies first and foremost. So everybody's here. You take care of each other out here, Whether it's helping out with the buggy, with parts, whatever it ends up being.
Buying me nachos last night.
Buying you nachos.
And I always make the joke. Like, I always make sure I got my snacky stacks with me. But at the same time, everybody's got to eat, Looks like his back must be hurting a little bit. Again, he took a pretty hard jar.
John raced his heart out on this hill.
He did.
That was a hard lick.
Man, we hate to see John out of the race, but I'm here to tell you, these recovery teams and this safety staff really did a good job making sure that he's secure right here.
All right, she's going to... No problem.
Give him just a couple more minutes, guys. Y'all bear with us. We hate to see something like this.
Again, he
We don't have very many races left.
Slapped down pretty hard on that hill, so...
He's out of the buggy, and he's got lots of people checking on him, helping him out. Might have got his bell rung a little, got the wind knocked out of him. We can't tell from here.
Huge shout out to our HPV drivers out here. We're zooming around, checking all the good, getting some good footage for us. I know we have a lot of independent picture and video guys out here helping out. I think one of his crew guys hopped in his buggy and getting him moved out of the way.
We're going to get his buggy off to the side. Just a couple more minutes, we'll have him up and out of here. Y'all be really.
Looks like the buggy's okay. Again, I know he kind of landed pretty hard there. I'm not sure if he bottomed up the buggy.
Yeah, we solid 15 foot.
We don't have any control over the cameras right now, guys, but we will definitely keep you updated. I know everybody wants to make sure everybody's doing good out here. Absolutely, Jimmy Flynn. Yeah, we don't know if he just needs a minute to catch his breath. We don't know what it is. We'll keep you updated when we find out, but definitely be lifting him up in prayer. Prayer is always a good idea.
Get him checked out. Say how great of a
So
week.
because John's going to be out, that means in the losing bracket, Josh Cochran will be catching a bye. He'll be moving forward. Shon, Duran, and Daniel Heckley are going to the line. Shon, Duran, and Daniel Heckley.
All right, while they're getting him squared away, we'll definitely keep you guys updated and posted on that. I know everybody wants to know.
We'll be racing another matchup with Danny Smith and Chad Mortar. Danny Smith and Chad Mortar will be directly after that.
Okay, while we're getting the course cleared up here, we'll run through some stuff we have going on tomorrow. Again, right now we're doing the Bouncer and UTV knockout races. Later on today at 2 p.m., the Barbie Jeep downhill races are going to go on. And obviously that's going to be a pretty insane time.
It's live at 8 p.m. tonight.
Okay, and then 8 p.m. tonight live is when they're going to do the mega truck and monster trucks, as well as that world record jump they're going to do, as well as they'll have their last band of the week will be Wild Aces, and that'll be live at the concession stage instead of the concert hall. It'll be live at the concession stage, and you don't want to miss that. That'll be our last band. Again, it'll be a pretty good time. The monster truck show is going to be awesome. I heard a bunch of them getting set up last night. Also, gives you to shout out to our sponsors who help make this possible, who help make this event happen. Fuelworks LLC, I know they sponsor a buggy, a bouncer, a UTV, an Ultra 4 car as well. Here to shout out to those guys. Maxxis Tires, again, we got some buggies in their booth. Evolution Power Sports, Gates Belts, HMF Pipes, Oklahoma Ford Dealers, Raceline Wheels. I know they help out a bunch of bouncers and the Ultra 4 drivers. Rugged Radios, they help take care of a lot of the series as well as racers too. Texas Motor Works, 360 Wraps, Motor Race Tire, the Off-Road Syndicate, Rigid Lighting, and they do a ton of with Ultra 4 and King of Hammers especially, and then Ultimax Belts. Again, huge shout out to those guys for helping to get us get everything set up for this weekend, and they really truly made stuff possible. Again, it looks like they're getting John off the course. Again, they had him out of the buggy. They're taking him away. Probably going to get him checked out. So EMS is with him now. He was talking to him. I think he was saying he had some back pain. So we'll take him and get him all checked out.
Shon Duran is on the right, Daniel Heckley on the left.
Yeah, when we know more, we'll definitely let you guys know. I know it's hard to sit at home and not have all the details.
Yeah.
We don't have any details right now either, though, but we'll definitely keep you guys posted.
Chad Mulder coming up right after this one.
All right, this is Shon Duran in the right lane. And it looks like Daniel Heckley on the left.
Yeah, I'm starting to bake.
Oh.
I think it's only going to get worse.
All right. We're bringing Jerry back across. He's running. Y'all give it up for him. Thank you, sir.
Here they go.
Daniel Heckley coming in.
Oh! Oh, Shon, Duran getting totally sideways.
Oh my gosh!
They are crisscrossing all over the place.
He was all over that course. At one point, I think he was actually coming back down the hill.
All right, Danny Smith and Chad Molitor.
Chad Molitor, Danny Smith. Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. Did he go off course? I think this is like kind of. Yeah.
All right, this is the semifinals of the winners bracket.
Semifinals of the winners bracket here.
Woo! Chad Molitor in the left lane. Danny Smith coming up to the right.
Goes off to Shon Duran to be locked in the championship. I need Danny Smith on the line.
To head down to the line.
Looks like he's getting strapped in his buggy now. Yeah, Danny Smith has been on the podium in his last 5 or 6 races, absolutely crushing it. But your dad's been racing for quite a while too, so this could be a really good toss-up. Both have rear steer. Both have quite a bit of power.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one for sure. What do you guys think?
All right. We got him on the line right here. Chad Molitor left lane, Danny Smith right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh! Land back on your wheel.
He's good.
Yeah, come on. Get up there.
What was that?
Wild man. Don't get live with that vengeance.
Absolutely airs it out. At one point, it was flying vertically through the air.
What did I just watch?
I know. That's going to make a great instant replay. Absolutely flying through the air.
Danny
Smith just a slight bit ahead of him.
So now we got Chris Kaufman and Daniel Heckley. Chris Kaufman, right lane.
Chris Kaufman in the right lane. Daniel Heckley in the left.
Sam Carter and Chad Molitor. Keep Chad in the buggy.
What's up, Tim Bacon? Got a lot of the Bacons tuning in today. Watch some racing.
Look, for everybody out there that saw what I did to Big Booty Judy, you see where I get it from now,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
I come by it honestly.
Yes. Luckily, you had a rig that didn't.
We're a little competitive in
Yes.
the Molitor family.
All right, course is clear. Pulling to the line next, Chad Molitor and Sam Carter.
All right, it's Chris and Daniel.
Here they go.
Oh, man, they're fighting it out. Neck and neck. Oh, man. Chris Kaufman got it.
That stinks. Obviously, there were several lead changes.
Daniel is out of here for now, but he put on a big fight. Give it up for Daniel. Sam Carter in the right lane, Chad Molitor in the left lane.
Uh-oh.
All right, we got Sam Carter and Chad Molitor now.
We're going to be taking a little bit of a delay on the Barbie Downhill to give everybody time to get hydrated, cool off, and be ready for it. We're going to do Barbie Downhill at 3 p.m.
Again, that was a great race. There were several lead changes just on the uphill, downhill section there. Daniel Heckley came out, tried to push his buggy to the max, didn't quite get it done. Chris Kaufman and Showstopper takes the win.
Sam and Chad.
Woo!
Bree Oliver, what do you think about your dad's performance so far today? Wild man. Wow.
Definitely getting some air up there.
Yeah, I think his tire going on top of Danny's rear, just a perfect launching. Straight up in the air. You know what? The Avenger's still in one piece, though.
It is. Straight launched.
All right, this ought to be a good one. Whoever loses this is out.
All right. We're ready, Shorty. Here we go.
And we're off.
Wow, this screen.
Chad Motor, Sam Carter. Oh! My goodness! Oh! Whoa! Little fire there. Looks like he broke the hub clean off the bouncer. Oh my goodness! Recovery crews are getting to him now. Gonna try to get him all flipped back over, make sure they got the fire out.
Guys, the recovery team's got it on.
He absolutely launched that bouncer in the air. That is incredible. So Bree, let's how's it going?
He wanted that so bad.
It's a little stressful over here right now.
Y'all, I got a girl down here. She's waiting to get the thumbs up on her father. I think he's okay, but we want to get the official from the crew.
That was a pretty violent crash there.
It has been a wild day of racing from Knockout. I'm here to tell you, all I can tell Dennis Anderson is he better bring the heat over there, because I brought it all over here.
All right, Matt, take it away. I'm going up there. I can't stand the suspense.
I will. Again, right now they're getting everything checked out. Looks like they're going to help him try to get out of the buggy, I think. Being that it landed on the driver's side, I'm sure some dirt probably wedged up in there. Again, it looks like he broke the hub clean off of that. So that's going to get loaded by a skid steer. So unfortunate. Obviously, a heck of a race going on. Aired it out maybe a tad too much. Again, or just got a bad bounce. Again, pushing it to the max with Sam Carter. They were literally side by side racing. Takes a big bad bounce and broke the hub clean off. Again, that was a pretty impressive crash.
Bree's our live host here today on the live feed.
Pretty epic crash. But Bree went ahead and walked up there, check him out, see how it's going. Yeah, they've had tough rough with tires. They blew some trailer tires on the way here this weekend. Her and her dad both raced the side-by-sides in the endurance race. They broke a tire off that as well, got 2 flats. Now they broke the bouncer. So they've had a pretty epic weekend so far involving tires. So again, looks like they're going to get the Traco down here, get him flipped back over. And again, I'm guessing it's some type of hub or knuckle they broke. It came off pretty quick. So they run, I believe, a 14-bolt front and rear. I'm not sure what hubs they run. So, but when you launch a buggy and land on, again, it also could have broke on his last pass as well, because he had some pretty hard crash on his last pass. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Taylor, I am inevitable. Yes. What's up, Jimmy Flynn, Tim Bacon, Shon tuning in. So far, it's been a pretty epic day so far. We're getting ready to move into our winner's bracket here. I think we're wrapping up the end of our loser's bracket to see how our end shakes out. Yeah, it looks like you tried to change lines. It's been a pretty epic day so far. Mary Bynum tuning in. She's over there running our T-shirt merch trailer. Again, you can stop by our merch trailer in the vendor alley. There, we got a bunch of vendors over there. I know a lot of our side-by-side racers have checked in this week trying to get parts. They've taken pretty good care of them, been able to get parts. So got them all checked in stuff, so that's good. Again, our safety crews all up there, making sure they get them all flipped back over. So, huge shout out to them.
Go ahead. Get this one off the hill.
Miles, what do you think of this action so far?
It's such an amazing week. These rock bouncers really put on an amazing show, but it's a different kind of action. So I'm still the Ultra 4 fanboy myself, but this rock bouncer action is a lot of fun to watch. It's been an amazing week. We sent Bree up there to check on her dad. He gave us the thumbs up. Everything's looking good, but that buggy took a tumble.
Yeah, it did. And again, that's kind of cool to see Ultra 4 on one day and bouncers the next day, to see kind of the comparison between the two.
Then we have downhill Barbie Jeep racing coming on in just a couple hours. That will not be live, but we will do a highlight reel of that later on. And then tonight, the monster trucks with Dennis Anderson and 10 of his best friends. 10 of the biggest private monster trucks around, coming out here and putting on a freestyle monster truck show for you guys and gals here on site and all over the world. Thank you for tuning in. Ultra4racing.com/live. And then a world record attempt, 90 miles an hour, over 200 feet by Weston Anderson and King Sling.
And that jump is huge. I didn't realize it's literally like 2 stories tall. I didn't realize how big that jump was until I went down and parked the buggy next to it, walked around it. I think you could go really far with that jump.
And to a flat landing, it's gonna be hard on the old back.
Yeah. It's got those 66-inch tall tires are definitely going to get a workout, and those 4-foot tall shocks are definitely going to do some compression. I promise you. I'm sure they've done a little testing and tuning. And Dennis Anderson obviously been doing monster trucks for years, so he's got everything. He's got everything worked out. So I'm sure he's. I'm sure he's no stranger to the off-road racing of monster trucks. So definitely no stranger. So I'm sure he can give some pointers. So.
And again, a huge shout out to everybody for tuning in all week long. This is Visions Week at MidAmerica Outdoors Off-Road Park. We are just outside of Jay in northeast Oklahoma. This park spans just over 1,500 acres and is a premier riding and racing park that is extremely family friendly. They've got amazing amenities all over this park, including cabins, bathhouses, RV sites, dry camping, laundry room, power wash station, open-air bars, game rooms, pools, and the lazy river, and live music, and much more. So again, a huge shout out to Jason Robinette and his entire crew. This place is absolutely amazing. The pool is for MAO campers only, so if you are camping on site, the pool is all yours. Jay, Oklahoma, the population here is roughly 2,500 people. The elevation is 1,000 feet. Grand Lake is just down the road, is in the foothills of the Ozark mountain range that covers over 46,000 acres. What a great week of Visions it has been, and we are not over yet. So while we're giving some love to everybody, while we get some recovery done, we need to give a huge shout out to Fuelworks. We had Tim Hooper racing yesterday, putting on a great show. I believe he ended up in the top 5. So again, thank you to all these wonderful partners. Fuelworks, Maxxis Tires, Evolution Power Sports, Gates, HMF, Oklahoma Ford Dealers, Raceline Wheels, Rugged Radios, Texas Motorworks, 360 Wraps, Motor Race Tire, Off-Road Syndicate, Rigid Lights, and Ultimax Belts. So please support who supports the sport. Without all these wonderful partners, we would not be racing here at Visions at MidAmerica Outdoors. So if you're building a rock bouncer, a race car, a tow rig, just absolutely everything, please check out these amazing partners that help us put this on. Matt, I've had a great time. I hope you have too.
Yeah, it's been a crazy weekend. I know I got here on Sunday, so I know you guys were here like 3 or 4 days before that, getting stuff set up, helping get all the massive production crew, a small army of people, the audio people, the video people, production. It's been a massive undertaking to make sure we have all our cameras set up, all the videos set up, wireless mics. That all takes such an amount of time to set up, generators to power everything. So a huge shout out to all of our production crew. I know those guys have all worked very hard this weekend to make sure everything's gone off without a hitch. Yeah, the Hammer King production crew has done an amazing job this year. And how cool has it been to team up with Dennis Anderson, SRRS, Clyde Bynum, Joey Beck with Pro Rock, Ultra 4 Racing, Hammer King Productions. We've all teamed up together and given you guys one heck of a show. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. It's been a long week. It's been a busy week, but it's been an amazing week. And again, some of that best action, we talked about that monster truck jump, the Barbie Jeep racing, I think there's going to be some serious carnage in the Barbie Jeep racing, especially when you throw out $5,000-$6,000 payout and no entry fee. I think it's going to get interesting today.
Lots of money has been thrown out to all these amazing racers. So Jason Robinette and the entire MidAmerica Outdoor crew has done one heck of a job. So thank you again for making this possible. One heck of a show. Knockout Racing is not over yet. We're right in the middle of the Pro Rock Knockout Racing event. Looks like Bree checked on her dad, Chad. He's okay, so she's going to come down. So I'll hand the mic back over here as she catches her breath.
Again, bringing down some wrestling.
I'm standing here with Chad Martin. He said he was going broad.
I believe we have about 4 or 6 more rounds to go.
Matt Schisler, we're ready for you on the line.
Well,
so Bree, you went up there and checked on your dad. How is he?
Well, he got his bell rung pretty good. He might come down here and sit down, but he's all right. He just needs to. He said he got a little bit of a headache.
I'm sure.
You know, which is par for the course.
What kind of carnage into the buggy? I seen him loading a tire on top of it.
A lot, yeah. It looked like the whole front driver's side just kind of caved in. I didn't really get up close to it and look, but there it is over there, being hoisted up into the air. So
getting loaded by a skid steer.
Second time a molitor has had to get hoisted up in the air.
All right, she's staging in.
Hey, just get that one, Dad.
All right.
I also was told by the EMTs. Hang on, I'll tell y'all after this run.
We got Matt Schusler and Jake Pike. Oh!
Back!
Whoa! Man!
It won't be enough, but it sure did show out.
I think that's the second time we've seen Jake Pike launch out of that finish line.
More money on it, see what happens next.
Okay, so while I was up there, I did get some information from the EMTs about John Campbell. I know everybody wants to know. He's okay, but he wants to go to the ER just to get checked out to be sure. But they said he is okay. But they just wanted to go ahead and let the family know. And
your back takes such a beating over
better
and
safe
over
than sorry.
and over again. So I'm sure he's probably like, you know what, let's just get checked out. It takes, like I said, when you're doing this, 8, 9, 10, 11 rounds in a row, back to back, your body takes quite a bit of abuse, so better to be safe than sorry.
Keep Schisler in his buggy and ready to go. We got Chris Kaufman pulling to the line.
Chris Kaufman, again, that's Showstopper Buggy coming out of Oregon, running a turbo. We have quite a few guys that have started adding turbos on. I hear a lot of motor guys talk about turbos and how they're free power, meaning that, they just use the exhaust gases to spin the turbo, which, powers the engine. So it does take a little bit of lag time, but essentially they consider it a free power versus compared to a root-style supercharger with a big belt. You do lose a lot of that percentage of power, but...
all right, Zach, I just saw your comment about the Avenger in-game.
Yes.
Kudos for that one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
It was pretty good. I was like, ooh, wow.
All right, Chris Kaufman, we got to have you on the line, buddy. Come on.
Again, that skid steers has been getting a heck of a workout today. He's loaded a lot of buggies, so again, when you have a big jump like that, plus a lot of stair steps, it's going to get pretty brutal. Yeah, the great news, at least you got that on video, Like, if you're going to have an epic crash, at least make sure you have it on video.
It's on video. It's on all kinds of video.
Like, if you crash epically and it's not on video, did it really happen, So...
I really want to see some pictures from when Judy lost her wheel on the track.
Yes. Here we go.
All right, it's Josh Cochran and Chris Kaufman.
Here they come. Josh Cochran out front. Come on, Josh.
Oh, into the tree. Josh Cochran gets it.
Chris came up, was giving her all the heck he had, and it clipped a tree. Obviously, trees don't really move, so trees don't move so well. So he stopped him dead in his tracks. So by the time he got going again, Again, Josh Cochran had a super smooth run.
All right. Sam Carter and Matt Schisler.
Sam Carter and Matt Schisler. Sam Carter's hanging in there today.
Real fast to keep the bracket in
And these two
there.
guys, again, are really good friends, so we'll see. All friendship ends when the flag drops, I feel like, you know. We can be friends as soon as we see the checkered flag.
Well, it might get suspended at least.
Yes, yes. Looks like we're getting the lane set up here.
You got water still?
Hey, can I use your phone? Are you using it?
For what? Too bad the GoPro wasn't still in there.
Yeah, it was in there.
Oh, he texted me and said it was on the hill somewhere.
Oh, it just fell off. We had
All righty, we're ready up top. We're ready to do it over here.
Get their safety checks
Sam
done.
Carter, Matt Schisler. We're getting close to the end of this losers bracket too. Whoever squares off here.
Man. Sam letting up just a little, and that was enough for Matt to get in there and take it.
Pat Schusler putting it down.
All right.
Man. Getting it done.
All right, who do we have left in this thing here? We've got Matt Schisler, Josh Cochran,
Danny?
Danny Smith. Is Shon Duran still in this? Switching back and forth from loser to winner bracket is getting me a little mixed up here.
Looks like we've got Danny Smith pulling the line.
So there's Shon Duran, yes, in the left lane, and Danny in the right. We're definitely getting down to the end here.
Doing our safety checks. Well,
all right. So listen up. This matchup secures one of these racers into the finals. Whoa. Here we go.
Danny Smith shot.
Oh! Man! Shon bouncing right into that tree, and Danny is gone.
Man!
Danny Smith. All right.
Get a picture of that tree.
We're looking for a drone. Has anybody seen the drone? Looking for a drone. Oh, I got it right here. Right here, Bill.
Oh, we have it
guys.
drone down.
Drone down. Apparently Danny Smith
Bill's on it.
outraced a drone.
We found the drone.
I see Clyde talking
These
to
drone
somebody.
drivers are insane how good and skilled they are. We'll get the drone off the track. Listen to them.
There was a footage of it.
All right, Danny is in the finals. We've got Josh Cochran and Matt Schisler now. I think that's going to solidify who's coming out of the losers bracket.
All right.
And Matt Schuster has been super competitive all day. He has been battling all day and doing a great job. So that's Josh Cochran. We'll see how it ends up. And Matt had a great race earlier this week on the hill climb. Checking with Clyde to make sure our course is good. I think Danny's pulling around to see if he can get lined up for the next run.
So this matchup right here will get them to the semifinals for the final championship to get back to the winner's bracket. They got to beat the winner's bracket guy twice to come from behind. All right, here we come.
Here we go. Come on! Go!
Josh Cochran!
Josh Cochran got it.
Josh Cochran took it.
Josh Cochran had a smoking run going. And they were literally all the way up to the first ledge, almost side by side. I think so. Yes. Yeah, I think Matt just got a bad bounce on that first ledge, put him a little bit behind.
It doesn't take much.
Put him a little bit behind and was just not able to catch up.
Shon Duran, unfortunately, is out.
Oh, man.
Right here to make it back to the finals. So with that being said, Josh Cochran is moving into the finals. He is the losers bracket champion. Squared off with crab walking Danny Smith down there. Danny has been undefeated all day. He won the hill climbs earlier in the week. He's been on the podium all year long. He's not looking to change it. Josh Cochran has fought and clawed his way back from the depths of the losers bracket.
He has fought and clawed his way from the depths of the losers bracket. I like that. That is a pretty good saying.
If Danny wins, it's all over, and Danny takes 2 first place finishes.
All right, guys. This is it. Josh has to beat Danny twice.
This is for the bunny.
Can Danny get on the podium again this week?
Oh!
No!
No! Danny rolled over. Oh, man. Uh-oh, watch out. Woo.
Well, okay then.
All right. Woo.
We were ready for it.
Man.
We got one.
That is crazy. Heading up to get Danny flipped back over.
Danny Smith is good.
Danny's good.
Danny.
Woo.
I don't know exactly what that means now for our
Look,
finals here.
Danny's going to run to the finish line.
Josh Cochran, stop. Hey. Danny, come here. Come here, Danny.
Maybe we need to let him do a foot race from the middle of the hill to the finish line and settle this.
Man, that stinks. Had a great run going.
I need 8 quarts of oil.
Oh, that's right.
What?
He'll have to race him again. He hasn't beat him. He only beat him once. He has to beat him twice.
He didn't finish though.
I'm standing here with Danny Smith.
I think they stopped
Danny, y'all got to go one more time. We got to get this buggy over and get some oil in it. Tell the crowd what that felt like.
That felt great. I got a little eager and probably happy. That's what happens when you want 10 grand real bad.
Well, I can tell you this. Josh wasn't going to let out either. Josh got up under him, got up under him, got him loose. We did a little NASCAR maneuver.
Trying to get
Who's ready to see one final battle?
that 3/4 spin. So those of you watching, Josh Cochran had 1 loss. Danny had none. So this is Danny's first loss. So now Josh Cochran has to beat him a second time to come in first place. So once we get it flipped back over, he said, I need about 6 quarts of oil. He said, then we can get it fired back up and go from there. And I promise you, Josh Cochran is ready to go. So So whoever takes our next race will be the winner. All right, it looks like they're getting Danny Smith flipped back over. They got to get some oil put back in it. I hope that buggy's in park.
All right, Josh, you go over here and look at his brakes while they're dealing with Danny. We're going to look for a belt. We're going to look for brakes real fast.
Brakes and a belt?
Josh has about the amount of time it takes to get
I feel like that's kind of important.
get Danny turned back over and get some oil in to get his brakes and belts
I feel like
sorted
brakes
out.
and a belt are kind of crucial on a rock.
A little bit, yeah.
Especially when you're racing. Like, that's kind of...
And oil.
Yes.
No, but wait a minute. I got 5 quarts, 4 quarts, 5 quarts.
Let them know. So, get him all flipped back over. Again, huge shout out to our Point One recovery crew up there. David up there helping get us all flipped back over. My buddy Ian from the Total Off-Road Podcast up there in his 4-steer buggy. Just having a good time. Getting some work done.
Man, these guys are ready to do battle. They both got to look at everything over real quick.
Again, like I said, Josh Cochran's going to go back and apparently he slung a belt maybe? Put a belt back on it, check some brakes. And then Danny's got to put a little oil in there. Just 6 quarts, no big deal.
Josh Cochran's team, come over. Josh Cochran's team, come over.
Uh-oh.
All right, we have both pit crews scrambling to get their buggies back in one piece so we can run the final heat of this race.
We have Josh Cochran in the red buggy halfway up the hill. All right, on the landing pad down here. His crew's working to get his buggy back together. Danny Smith's about 3/4 way up the hill. His crew's up there trying to get oil put back in and make sure everything's okay, get his buggy put back together. So that way we can get both buggies around the race. If there is one buggy that does not make it to the starting line, the other person is automatically the winner
of
the whole shebang.
So we were up there assessing the Avenger, checking out my dad, looking at the whole front end, hanging out. And my brother says, well, Bobby Tanner would be proud.
Yes. That is so true. Bobby Tanner would be so proud.
So
he would
there you go, Bobby.
He would definitely be proud. Danny is the man, especially when it comes to that kind of racing. That's like more than wheel to wheel. That's like wheel to sky type racing. Like.
All right.
Danny's down here talking to Josh. They're having a chit chat.
Whose pit crew is going to get this done faster?
Yes. Are they going to flip a coin for lane choice, or how's that going to go?
All right, guys, y'all come right here. Come right here, guys.
Look at them. Look at them down there messing with each other.
Both of these buggies, Josh Cochran and Danny Smith, both buggies are unable to run. We got no fuel pressure and brakes. We're missing oil and training.
All right, Joey says neither buggy can run.
Sportsmen they are. Come right here. They're going to shake hands. They're going to call it a tie right here. We're going to put first and second money together and split it down the middle. Y'all get
there you go.
You're champion.
It is a tie, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen that happen in knockout racing before, but both buggies are unable to go again. Danny and Josh calling it a tie. They're going to split the first and second place money. So,
what pure class. Such a classic. And basically said, hey, listen, you might get first, I might get first. Let's just put all the money together. We'll split it 50-50. Like,
I still think they should have made him run on foot.
Oh, I totally agree. I think for the trophies, they may actually make.
Yeah, there you go. Who gets to keep the trophy?
Yeah, and again, that's a massive trophy. I would say Danny, being the guy he is, since he already has one first place, he'll say, "I'll take the second place trophy. You can have a first place trophy."
Could be.
Just because that way he already has a first place trophy.
We'll find out later when we get up to the winner's circle with all these guys.
I think there's $10,000 for first place, second place for $5,000, so they're both going home with $7,500.
They did all right.
And that ends up with a great race for today. Don't forget tonight at 8 o'clock we have monster trucks coming back. They're going to have awesome action again with that jump where you don't want to miss that jump.
Yeah, attempting to set a world record jump, Weston Anderson tonight. And we are going to take a moment here and get everybody taken care of off the hill, get everyone cooled down a little bit before we head into some Barbie Jeep racing. We won't be live for the Barbie Jeeps, but we will at 8 o'clock for the Mega and Monster Truck Show. So y'all be sure to tune back in for that. Thanks for watching with Matt and I here, National Rock Racing Association, MidAmerica Outdoors, and then the Ultra 4 live feed. We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching some of this crazy carnage out here today.
It is, and we'll see you guys tonight. Thanks again.